just swing it. I'm sure. Okay.
Margarita, when we do invitation, I'm going to get the mic back out. I'm going to say everybody remain standing, remove your hats, and we're going to have the greatest song in preparation of anywhere. And it doesn't have to be loud or and if for any reason it's not very loud or too loud, just turn this one down. When it says loud.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Are we talking like at some level?
Can we just do it while we're starting to rock and roll? Or
Over what?
can we do it just during the opening ceremony? Right now?
If you could do it right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Talk solo for about a couple minutes. Not very long. Hillary's sure in this crowd, right?
It's a Hillary for prison.
Hillary's prison. I didn't know Hillary. I was like, long crowd.
All right, everybody, we'll get things started here in a second. We're going to check our audio levels here really quickly, and we're going to take the stage, and we'll get this beautiful event started up here. I just got to check our audio levels, and as I am talking here, we're going to make sure that the audio levels for, and I got to tell you what it is, for livetrackfeed.com. Everybody pull out their cell phone and their social site right now and get everything ready, and tell your friends and family at home, if they're not here tonight, to check it out on livetrackfeed.com. You can check out tonight's event, simulcast, streamed from livetrackfeed.com. We're checking the audio levels right now, and we will get things started here within one more minute. And we're just checking the audio levels, and I think we're looking pretty good. As Jason looks at them, he's got to wait a 30-second delay to make sure that the audio levels are good on our feed. And I think we'll be ready to go. So sit tight, everybody. All right, I think we're good. All right, with that being said, Wildhorse Pass, how we all feeling tonight? Who came to see some off-road racing? Let me hear you get loud and rowdy. All right, well, I'll tell you what, I know you guys and girls can do better than that. It's off-road racing. Who came to see some off-road racing? Let me hear you scream. All right, that's more like it. This is rounds 8 and 9 of the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing. This is our 9/11 memorial, because I'll tell you what, you never forget about 9/11 and all the people that gave their lives to make sure on that day that we were safe and out of harm, and all the officers and the firefighters that gave their lives on that horrendous day in history. So I'll tell you what I'd like to do right now before we do the invocation and the national anthem. If you are a veteran or a firefighter or a police officer and you came out here tonight to watch the event on this 9/11 memorial, let me see you stand up right now if you can, if you are here. And I'll tell you, that's right. And if there's anybody standing, I'll make sure you guys clap and applaud for your firefighters, your veterans, and your police officers. And don't you ever forget that why they're here and why we love the men in blue and the firefighters and everybody that do what they do so we can stay free in the greatest country in the entire world. So I'll tell you what, before we get things started, I'm going to hand this microphone over to this young man right here. So I ask that everybody stand for our invocation, and right after our invocation, we will play the greatest song. So, Eddie, I'm going to hand this microphone to you.
Thank you, Mark. Before we pray, I want to start with a moment of silence, but I also would like for us to remember the family and Robbie Gordon and his family at this time, at their great loss. We need to remember them too. And as we're out here tonight, remembering all of the ones that died on 9/11, there was 343 firefighters, and of them, there was one chaplain and 2 EMTs in that group. And there were 71 police officers who died that day. And so I want to start off with a moment of silence as we remember them and all of the other hundreds and hundreds that died at that moment. Would you bow with me, please? Our most gracious Heavenly Father, for those of us that were alive on 9/11, those images that we saw, we will never forget. And we pray for the families who, to this day, have loved ones that are not here because of the actions of a few. And I just pray a special blessing for them. For the firefighters and the police officers, I just pray that you would help them just to be strong. For our military, wherever they may be serving, that keep us free, I just pray a special blessing for them. And right now, we're getting ready to go racing. And I thank you for the opportunity to live in this country, to have the freedoms that we have, to be able to enjoy everything that we have here. And I pray for this night, for all of the sponsors who have helped make this possible. And I pray for our drivers as they get ready to go to battle out there tonight on the track. I just pray for a safe night of racing. And I pray that everyone out there just does their best and has a good time out on the track. And for the fans and the crew and everyone else here. And I just pray that you would be with all the men and women who are serving today, defending our country, that you would watch over them wherever they might be, so that we could live in this great country of ours today. So God bless America. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't get much better than that. Stay standing. We live in the greatest country in the entire world. And right now, while you are standing, I'm getting ready to play you the greatest song in the entire world. Do you love this country as much as I do? Get some noise out of you guys. It's time for the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series, Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing. It's time to go racing. So let's get the first class out here. And we'll let you guys know what's going on right now. It's rounds 8 and 9 of the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series, Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing. I'm going to get up to the tower and get my first lineup. I do believe it's going to be the 170s and the modified 180s. These kids range anywhere from 7 to 10 years old, so we're pretty excited to see these kids out here that we bring it out to the track first. So let's get some things straightened up here. Get everything put in here. Get some volume. Check, check, check.
Why is my master not playing anything? Just have no volume.
Check, check, check. All right. Let's make our way upstairs and let's meet the drivers. And we'll get up here. Get this music rocking and rolling, making sure everything's going good. Our audio levels are good there, Brian. Brian McCormick here, making it all happen here for livetrackfeed.com. So as I said, pull out your phone. And you get those livetrackfeed.com. And your friends at home, pull it out. Get it on your social site. Make a call. Text your friends. Tell everybody that they can actually watch the event that you're watching here live. They can watch it streamed directly to their computer or their cell phone or anything that they could download everything. I'm going to come up here and get my list. And we shall meet the drivers of this 170, 180 class. All right, let's meet the drivers here. And there's the man we were just talking about earlier here. There's Mr. Disler, a little beat up here. It's good to see him walking, though. That's good. Talking about him being a freestyle motocross racer. I've seen that look on his face before. So. All right. So let's get him going. And already we've got a entanglement on the front straightaway, I do believe. That's those cars. All right, the cars are fine. That involved number 64, Ryder Van Beekum. I know that's going to frustrate his bout. So Bobby Van Beekum saying to restart the race. We'll see how that track officiates. All right, let's see what we got out here. Out front, Kyle Orlando. And he's popping and sputtering, getting on the front straightaway. Ryder Chapman quickly behind him. And Jesse Owens will round off the top three. I'll call it as they are in there. I don't know who's in the modified or who's in the stock class. So we'll go by actual positions on the track. And we'll talk about a competition yellow halfway through this event on this race number 1 of round 8 at the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing. But right now, out front, Kyle Orlando enjoying clean air as he comes up on some lap drivers. The competition yellow, let me tell you how that works. Halfway through the race, we'll bunch the drivers up again. I'll let them have the second half, hopefully learning each other's lines. And Kyle Orlando spinning and sputtering coming down the front straightaway. And I do believe still number 32 of Ryder Chapman. That's going to be him in second place right there. And Ryder Chapman now working through slower lap traffic. And Ryder Chapman looking like he's got his race together, very similar to his older sister, Mia Chapman. You'll see her out here today racing the modified karts. And right now, so there's that competition yellow that we were talking about. We'll bring it out right now. So we'll bunch up the drivers right now. Kyle Orlando out front early with Ryder Chapman in second place. And car 7 of Jesse Owens will round off our top 3. Take this time to say thank you to some of our sponsors. PCI Race Radios out here keeping our communication well, alive and well. Fodrell Motorsports, they're actually out here tonight in the Midway. If you guys need anything race, make sure you make your way by Fodrell Motorsports. Super Duty Headquarters, SDHQ, off-road racing out here, and they actually have a truck out here today you'll be able to see in the full stock class. And, of course, Yamaha Racing, and as you see, our pace vehicle, the Yamaha YXZ 1000. That's a triple piston version of the UTV. If you've never seen it, go check out your local Yamaha dealer and check out the Yamaha YXZ. And we're going back to green. Can Kyle Orlando keep his lead? Or will Ryder Chapman or Jesse Owens have something to say about it? And one of our other race contenders that have been up there, Ryder Van Beekum, can he get back up to the front after an earlier spin out down the front straightaway? We'll see how this is shaping up. And you can see already Ryder Van Beekum making the move as he picks up a position out of turn 1 coming down the back straightaway into the infield. But right now, blazing his own trail, Kyle Orlando. I know Kyle Orlando, you are spinning and spun. I'm not sure what's going on with that, whether it's a fuel delivery problem or an ignition problem. But he's still out front, so that spit does not seem to be bothering him much at all. I can hear that. So right now, looking down at the track, Kyle Orlando enjoying clean, fresh air in front of him. I don't think he's going to pick up. You can hear that car sputtering down the front straightaway under wide open throttle. And Chapman falling under a little bit of pressure. So Ryder Chapman getting some pressure from Jesse Owens. Flag flying for Kyle Orlando. We'll come on down here and talk with Kyle. He can hold on for one more lap. Just a few more turns to negotiate for that checkered flag and that first place on my podium. We'll see how this field of 170s and 180s shapes up. And I'll have to let the class get itself together, because I'm not sure who's in what class. Looks like we only have one class out there, white flag. We'll do it for Jaden Arebe, that's right. Arebe, did I have it? Or Arebe, did I have it right? Did I mess it up again? I probably messed it up again. But there you go, checkered flag flying for Kyle Orlando. Followed up by Ryder Chapman. Unofficially, I do believe that's going to put Jesse Owens in third place. Again, I don't know how the classes are separated here, but we'll find out right now. We'll talk to the winners right after this. All right, Wildhorse Pass, when these kids get out of these cars and they've got the helmets off, I'm going to want you boys and girls to go crazy for these kids, because this is the future of off-road racing. So once they get out of here, I'm going to turn the music down. Oh, I can tell already here that we got, I'm going to have to make sure that we got everything going here. That's right, they got their helmets off. Everybody scream, make some noise out there for these kids. We'll get the first round of racers up here on the podium. They got to get their helmets off, their head and neck restraints. They all have head and neck restraints on, so that way their helmets, their heavy helmets, don't separate from their belts, because their belts and their helmets are completely separate, so they have the head and neck restraint under their helmets, so that way it doesn't pull their necks forward. Keeps the body in check, but it takes a while for them to get these helmets off. Ryder Chapman, all looking like he's a rock star racer. Jesse Owens. Look, we'll get Jesse Owens up here. All right. So Kyle Orlando, come on up here, man. Ryder Chapman, Jesse Owens. Let's get you guys and girls up here. Once I get them up here, I'm going to have to move this, though, because we got to make sure we get pictures. I don't know what we got here. Yes. Thank you, Tim. Oh, all right. No problem. So, all right. Come on, Ryder Chapman, Jesse Owens. And who we got here? And Ryder Van Beekum here in third place in the Razor 170. So come on up here. Let's get this out the way so we can get. Oh. All right. Thank you. So we can get these kids here on pictures just a little bit there. Can't have it right in their way. That'll work. Thank you. Thank you, Lars. It's the hair. See, the hair makes him strong. See, strong like bull. All right. So we're going to start here. You guys, all right, Ryder Van Beekum, everybody, third place here. We're going to start talking, and we got trophies getting over here. So I tell you what, a little bit of turbulence there in the beginning. Got pushed out, got looped around here, but what was going on there from your car? You didn't see it. Well, what had happened? How were you feeling when you got looped out there in the beginning?
Good still.
You still were good? You had a poison. You were on your way to catch this young lady. Is that right?
Yes.
All right, well, that's Sarah, good racer. Very good job, Ryder. All right, so who do you want to say hi to, or who do you want to say thank you to?
Arnar Steel, Extreme Machine, Muzzy, Method, Dragonfire, and that's it.
All right, well, he knows what's going on. Make some noise out there for Ryder Van Beekum. Now we're going to get on over here. See what I had to make sure because I was just calling it the way I saw it, but this right here, Jesse Owens, get over here. And that puts you in second place. And you know what? Your infectious smile is always nice to interview up here. You got to be feeling good. What was going on there from your race?
I just tried to go to the inside and outside to try to pass him, but I just couldn't do it.
Man, there was a lot of stuff going on out there, but you held it strong, and here you are talking to me. Well, I'll tell you what. You got you that make things happen for you. Who do you want to say thank you to?
I definitely want to say thank you to my mom, my dad, Extreme Machinery Fabrication, XMF Motorsports, R&R Steel, Walker Evans Racing, Summer Brothers Racing, Ivy Trucking, and Crow Enterprise.
Can I race for you with that long list of sponsors? You make some noise for your second place out here, Jesse Owens, getting it done, but looking like a rock star. It's this man right here. You better come on up here. I'll tell you what, you got it done up here, and you got to feel pretty good right now. You let it pretty much, you took care of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did it feel?
Good.
All right, well, very good. Who do you want to say thank you to?
My mom, my dad, XMF GMZ Tires, Rugged Radios, Walker Evans Shocks, and anyone else I forgot.
You didn't forget anybody, I don't think, is there? What happened to you had a mock on it just a second ago. What happened to that?
My dad took it away.
Dad took it away. All right, well, I'll tell you what, that's a pretty long list. Let me see your thing. I'm going to get out of your way. You want to make some noise for these top 3 finishers. All right. And we'll get our next round up here really quick. You guys get on up here. Always be good. Tim Jones, where are you at? Tim Jones. I don't know how many more times I can say it through a big PA. All right, so let's make sure I got everybody just right here. And this is in the Razor 180, the modified class. We'll start in. So, Jaden, I got to say your last name right. I was told how to say it. Is it Uribe, or how do you say it?
Uribe?
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, then I did say it right. It's Uribe. I got it right because you helped me. Right? Who helped me out there? But I'll tell you what, man, crazy race out there. A lot of racers. Hard to tell who was in your class and who was in the other class. But how do you feel out here with your finish?
It feels good, and this is also my first time, so I'm actually proud where I ended up.
Well, I'll tell you, you can't be your first time, first race, and you're talking to me. You got to feel real good.
Yep.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, Jaden, I know the emotions flowing through you, man, but you have to think deep into all the people that got you here, who made this race happen for you, or who do you want to say thank you to if you said you make it to the podium?
I'd like to thank my dad's friend, Bobby Van Beekum, and my dad for being my spotter.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, that sounds pretty good. Now, let me talk about racing. Are you hooked now? Do you love it?
Yep.
Are you going to race? Are you going to continue to race?
Yep.
Where do you see yourself when you're about 15, 16 years old?
Pro light.
All right, well, there you have it. Jaden Uribe, everybody, third place on his first race ever. And right here, we're going to get over to here. Tyler, it's always great to talk to you as well, man. But I tell you what, you're getting bigger and you're getting better out there on that racetrack. See, I got to kneel down here because it's awesome. But, man, you're looking great out there. And what was it like out there from your driver's seat?
When we first started, somebody crashed, and I did not know what to do.
Well, I tell you what, I think you handled it just right because if you stayed strong, you're up here and you're talking to me, so you stayed strong and you finished strong. So I'll tell you what, who would you like to say thank you to?
God for keeping me safe, gravel shooters, Julie Windows, Precision Billet.
All right, Tyler Sears, everybody goes saying it up there, second place. But this man, you saw him leading from wire to wire, Kyle Orlando. I tell you what, man, you're sporting the Super Sick hat. You got a lot of people behind you, man. You're definitely turning this class into your class, man, and you got to feel pretty good. What was it like out there from your seat?
At first, it was pretty muddy. I had to tear off on caution. But after that, I just got to the front and stayed strong and no more tear offs.
Well, I tell you what, your car was spinning and sputtering. What do you think? What do you anticipate was going on with the car there?
It was pretty much hitting the rev limiter. I could hear it.
All right, so you were just hitting the rev limiter, popping it, and you just wanted that. You wanted that first place trophy in your hand pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right, well, tell me who you want to say thank you to.
My mom, my dad, DWT Tires for the new tires. Worked pretty good. Synapse, Life Track Feed, Vent Racing, Super Sick, and all the other sponsors.
I think you do that pretty good. You guys scoot on over here so we can get some good pictures of you. Make some noise for these boys and girls doing a great job out here on round number 8 out here at Wildhorse Pass. And I'll tell you what, we've got another round. Let me get back over here. I gotta get out of the way of these guys, the rock stars and rock starettes of the business. Coming up next, it's the Junior 2 carts. Now we'll see who's rock and rolling. Look at that. Super Sick stickers for everybody. And congratulations to this young man. First race ever. You better go get that car out of there, though. If your car's over there, you got to. He's walking back into general population like, come on, man, let's do this. All right, good job from all our racers. What do you guys think so far, Wildhorse Pass? Let me hear you get loud for these kids. Indeed, the 9/11 Memorial Race. And I'll tell you what, I guarantee Jaden Uribe is very stoked on that one. Kyle Orlando staying out front, staying strong. A great-looking race from my seat. Ryder Chapman holding down the Chapman dynasty. So Ryder Chapman with the victory over there. As we said, it was really hard to see who was in front of everything. And you can see Ryder Chapman got his mohawk back on. And Ryder Chapman following in Big Sister's shoes, because those are some heavy shoes to follow it right there. And Ryder Van Beekum still being able to hold on to third place after an unfortunate and very uncharacteristic spin out there. I don't think it was his issue, but we got through it. So Ryder Van Beekum definitely feeling racing early. So coming up next here, let's meet the drivers in the Junior 2 division. 474 Bronson Charamonte out here, and the number 405 belongs to Mason Prater. Orion Rodriguez in car 429. Look at this beautiful young lady right here. Marita. Wow. All right. Lydia Small will be in car number 490. And Maddie Dye in 409. Shaden Zane Minder will be in 415. And 435 will be driven by Laura Lee Mercer. And wait till you see some of these cars, because I'll tell you what, these things are awesome. It's the Junior 2s, and we got a little bit of a pile up already in here. Congratulations to all the kids. Got the turtle over here. She said, I thought you weren't going to call me that anymore. And you know what? I probably shouldn't call you that anymore, because I don't want to see a turtle anymore. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you up front. Well, these kids are getting older and older, and she's becoming a rock star. See, she doesn't want to be called the turtle anymore. You ask him what I used to call him when he used to freestyle motocross. I'm not even sure I ever announced any of those events. I was just there watching them. I can't even remember. I've been announcing events for over 25 years. I can't even remember how many events I've done. But oh well. I'm sure it would have been something. Well, I guess we couldn't. Poke fun at the injury. So you're obviously feeling all right. What happened out there in California?
I just went a little too wide in a corner, and I hit a little berm and set me on my side, and then it just started flipping. And I have a plate in my collarbone, so I don't know if the plate actually broke the bone again, but it's in place, which is good. But my back kind of got wrecked and rattled my collarbone, so I don't really want to push it and pop it out of place. So.
Well, that's admirable, because normally you'd be out there driving again. I know you very well, but I'll tell you what, I coined you as the James Stewart of SR1, because when I heard about it, I said, "Yeah, I saw the car here. Is he okay?" You know, da-da-da. I said, "Let me guess, he was probably out front or almost out front." He said, "Yeah, he was in second place." And I go, "Yeah." But you know, you heard me say it just a second ago, James Stewart. Remember when he first came out? He was by far the fastest rider. He still is, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, Travis Pastrana, if he wouldn't have been plagued with all those injuries, him and Bubba Stewart, they actually came up in the same, they were racing the Loretta Lynn Nationals together. And you never raced, and you're out here, and you're just, to even be in the top 3 is amazing.
Yeah, racing's a little different, but I can see where people kind of stick to doing it. It's crazy stuff, so.
All right, so Robert Disler, he's down for the Junior 2s. Let's see what we got. Bronson Charamonte, 474 out front early, leading into turn 1, but Mason Prater right behind him in the 405. And that's awesome. Well, I'm glad you're okay. But that's what we got for racing going on right now. From this group right up here at Simon Tower, next to this beautiful young lady. All right. I do. Bronson Charamonte out front early, getting some pressure early from Mason Prater. Mason Prater, a veteran in this class of Junior 2s. And right behind him, Orion Rodriguez. All right. Bronson Charamonte now leading from the start. We've got the green lights up and working. The lit up track looking awesome as well. And Orion Rodriguez now trying to close that gap as Mason Prater goes wide. Allows Bronson Charamonte to get a little bit of a breather as they come out of the infield down the front straightaway. And the track looking a little dusty out here as they come out of the infield, but get on the wet front straightaway. And now Bronson Charamonte starts to extend his lead. And you can see Mason Prater giving everything that race car can handle as he bounces into turn 1. Coming into the infield. And aggressively taking turn 2. It's Orion Rodriguez. And now back here in 4th place. I can see these cars, they're all battle-wounded from qualifying, but man, they're clean and ready to go here. So Bronson Charamonte now extending his lead over Mason Prater. Now we'll see how that shapes up now in the second half as the competition yellow comes out. Or the mandatory caution. And we talked about that a little bit earlier in the 170s and 180 race, how important that is. And see, there's a whole lot of strategy behind the competition yellow. As you know, in short course racing, you have 2 halves, basically, the first half and the second half. And what do? Do you push all the way from the start and risk damaging the cars? Or you be aggressive all the way through it? Do you take it easy on the first half, see where you're at, and then bring it all to the table on the second half? Or do you just run until you see somebody that gets a little out of shape or out of line there and pull it off on the last lap? It's a lot of strategy that happens out there. So let's see how it rock and rolls here in the second half. You'll see these Junior 2's Yamaha YXZ pace vehicle pulls off, and we're back to green on this second half of Junior 2 cards. Rounds 8 down here, race number 2. It's the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona, presented by Yamaha. Like to thank some of the sponsors out here at the Tilted Kilt in Tempe, the Pub and Eatery. Making a Miller Lite. We got a pile up coming inside. And I do believe that is Laura Lee Mercer. And I do believe it's Shaden Zane Minder with the United States of America painted body. Because car number 490, Lydia Small. And indeed, that was Shaden Zane Minder out there involved in that little collection. And we'll see if Laura Lee Mercer, if she makes it back out into competition. I don't think she's in any hurry to get back out here, as they put her one lap down as she waits there on the infield. But back up front, car number 474, Bronson Charamonte. And really enjoying the new live track feed camera of Jason out here. I can actually see what he's filming now and even commentate a little bit on what's going on, so that's pretty awesome. So remind everybody to go to livetrackfeed.com and check out everything that we got going on live right here, right now at Wildhorse Pass Motorsports Park. It's the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing. So white flag flying for Bronson Charamonte. Led it from wire to wire, but Mason Prater just a couple more turns. And Bronson stays strong. He's going to finish right here. All right, it's going to go one more turn down the front straightaway. Checkered flag flying for Bronson Charamonte. You can see the excitement through the window. Mason Prater second place. And Orion Rodriguez rounding off the top 3. We'll talk to the drivers right after this. right, had to get some new batteries down here. And that's always part of the announcing deal here. We'll talk to the kids. When these kids, again, get their helmets off and get on my podium, I want to see this place erupt. I always say that I love to see it. It looks like Def Comedy Jam. They got their helmets off. What you guys think about that Wildhorse Pass? Get loud for these kids. So let's get them up here and get their side of this battle. Hear me call it a battle. What an incredible race so far. Awesomeness, awesomeness. So we'll get this back to off. And get this up. Not sure why we did that. All right. So I'll tell you what, first of all, let me get up here and get some communication with these kids. You know, and then trophies again. All right, hold on, everybody. I'll get you rocking. You know, you got to be careful, because when you say something to an announcer like that, like a million words pop into my mouth there. You know what I mean? It's like that's part of it. And, you know, that kind of happens. All right. So let's start off talking to this young man. I talked to him a long time. I've known him for a while. Ryan Rodriguez, everybody. Dude, tell you what, man, you're looking great out here. I'll even give you this. Don't. You're going to give you one of that, too. Give you a Super Duty headquarters hat. Man, look at how tall you're getting. You're almost looking me square in the eye now, man. How old are you now?
11.
11. Look at his voice. I'm 11, Mark. All right, so I'll tell you what, man. You're always up here talking to me when you come out here racing. You got to be feeling pretty good. What was going on out there?
It was good. We had some problems in practice. We had to fix it, and then we came back and took third place.
Well, you can't be too mad at that. He looked at me like, wait, did I say praise? That's okay. You know, it happens. When you talk to me, you get a little nervous. Man, I tell you what, but every time I say your name, your friends and family just go crazy, and I still love it. I never get tired of that. So with that being said, I know you got a long list of people you want to say thank you to.
I'd like to say thank you to my grandpa for getting me out here all the time, every time. I'd like to thank ADS, Centerline Wraps, and ICA, Gamble Electric, and Solar Gain, and my mom, and yeah.
All right, now that's a good one. Well, Ryan Rodriguez, never too tired to talk to you. Makes some noise, third place today. But, man, this man right here, Mason Prater, look at you, same thing. You guys, it's like between every race, I mean, I know there's only, 2 months or so in between each race, but gosh dang, what are they putting in your food? That's all right, man. You're looking great out there. So what's in store for your future out here in off-road racing?
Well, after the season, if they put the junior twos back in nationals, then we're gonna go to nationals. But if not, then we're gonna move up to mod and Connor McMullen's mod.
All right, well, very good, man. So what was going on out there in that race, man? Just nothing to get around Bronson, man. You were trying to get it done, but a little bit of mishap in turn one there. But what was going on from you?
It was a really good race. But I mean, me and Bronson both ran really good, but Bronson just ran away with it, and there was nothing I could really do about it. And he ran a really good race.
All right, well, very good. That's some good sportsmanship right there. So, it always is good to come up here and talk to you. You get to talk to me almost every event. Let's hear that long list of sponsors again.
I want to thank my mom, my dad, Hutch, Kevin McMullen, M3, everybody that comes out to support me, Trip, Action Sports Canopies, and what was it? I forgot if I already said it, but
I should know him by now, too.
I think it was M3.
All right, well, very good. Long list out there. Mason Prater, second place tonight. But you know what? He ran away with it. As you heard Mason say, make some noise for Bronson Charamonte. You cannot be upset at that, man. You pretty much landed from wire to wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, did it feel good? So I tell you what, when you get out there in the clean, you don't know what's clean air, and you don't know what's going on behind you, what do you do then? Do you just stand on it, or do you try to stay focused and smooth? What goes on in your mind when you're out front?
When I'm out front, I have my mom and my dad tell me, okay, you're clear by 4. And then, I just run my same lines.
All right, very good. So, and your lines, you try to stay aggressive again, or just somewhere in the middle?
Aggressive.
All right, well, very good. Well, I'll tell you what, whatever you got going in your race program, it must have worked. So, the people that make it happen for you, tell us about them.
Mom, Dad, Aim Ortega, Prater, B&D, Troy Adams, Grammy Strong, and Childhood Cancer.
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys are definitely becoming one of the great things. Why don't you guys slide over here? You know what the deal is. Make some noise with these kids. Your top 3 finishers of junior twos. Now we're going to go race, and we'll see who's up next. I'll tell you what, I think we got a big class coming up next. Another one of the junior, I do believe it's going to be junior ones. Indeed, race number 3, round 8. Right out here, it is the junior ones coming up next. That's right. No, get a hat, Mason, for sure. Oh, look at that. Absolutely. Don't forget about those hats. We'll give them out there. Super Duty headquarters, making sure. Look at those trophies. The beautiful 9/11 Memorial Day from Gears to Glory. Sorry about that. Here this weekend. Rounds 8 and 9 of the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series, Arizona, presented by Yamaha.
Hey, there better be a beer waiting for tonight. Yeah, there always do. Okay. I ain't scared. I'm never scared. There's a lot of things I am scared. Scared is not one of them. Oh, now you know my weakness. Now you know my weakness. Put a girl in front of me. That's a different story altogether. Nope, just the kids. One more of the kids. Right? Yeah, that's good. Sorry about that. Leave it in there if you want to. If you ever miss it.
All right, it's the junior ones. Let's meet the drivers. Up front in that beautiful Arizona painted car, he's your current leading champion right now. Car number 1, Luke Canup. Car number 274, Braden Charmonte. Car number 226, Landon Coombs. 227, Caden Coombs. Car number 272, Ethan Ebert. Car number 261, Braden Fisher. Car number 235, Brianna Fisher. Car 207, Aiden Ford. Reagan Wilkins in that 264. Kylie Federwish in the 247. And 209 is driven by Mitchell Dye. So we'll see if we can get them all bunched up and go green this time around. Right here at Wildhorse Pass Motorsports Park. And the beautiful Yamaha YXZ pace vehicle. We'll see if we can get it to pull off. And nope, we'll go around one more time. That means we had one thing in the basket. We got to make sure everything's just right up here.
Hey, Jason. There's an error. Oh, okay. Okay, so you still can.
I guess we can check it on our phone at any time. So at livetrackfeed.com, let's see how we're doing out here. Once again, remind everybody, go to livetrackfeed.com, or you can go to Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona, and you click on it. In fact, I'm surprised now that I'm doing it. So Gears to Glory. Round 8, lots of good pictures already flying up there. So will the Yamaha YXZ pace vehicle pull off this time? You can see already Braden Charmonte won that green flag over Luke Canup. As Braden Charmonte leads into turn 1 with Luke Canup high on his heels. And that looks like Landon Coombs over there in the 226 car. And Caden Coombs right behind. We'll see how it comes around this time. And looking up to the outside as they come in the infield. But Landon Coombs also getting in on there. And I don't know what just happened there, but I think, I can't see. But we just had some shoving. I think Landon went backwards. So indeed, the car 227 of Caden Coombs now in third place, and Landon shuffles back into fourth. With a little mishap in turn 4. But right now, Braden Charamonte and Luke Canup as they touch coming into the infield. Wondering if there's any drafting. And look at this. Landon Coombs trying to get it done on the inside to get around brother of Caden Coombs. And now you can see Caden Coombs feeling the pressures. As Landon now having to settle for fourth place as they turn into turn 1. And Luke Canup again all over the back bumper of Braden Charamonte. And Braden Charamonte has got to know that the champ wants by pretty bad. You can see Luke definitely testing the tensile strength of Braden Charamonte's back bumper. We've got a great race here again. Luke to the outside as they come out of the infield down the front straightaway. And you got to know that Braden is doing everything he can to keep that car fat and wide, to keep that champ, Luke Canup, from giving you that coveted first place, but we'll see how it shapes up in the second half. Is the champ just shaping him up as he goes to the inside, opening the door a little bit for Luke Canup, but Luke Canup not able to walk through it. And no, Braden Charamonte now with a mishap will hand the lead over to Luke Canup, just like that. As they go into turn 3, Braden Charamonte lifts the wheel. I know he's going to be pretty disappointed about that as we got another car up in smoke coming into the infield. And that's going to bring out the mandatory yellow. And we got a car dead on the back straightaway there. Coming out of turn 4, I do believe that is Aiden Ford, the number 207 car. And Aiden Ford up in smoke. So, wow, what a turn of events out there. Landon Coombs was in third place, chasing down Luke Canup. Was a mishap coming out of turn 3 into turn 4 through the whoop section. Handing that third place over to brother Caden Coombs. And then our leader, Braden Charamonte, hitting the inside corner coming into turn 4, pushing him out for the wall ride and opening the door wide open for Luke Canup. So we'll see how this shapes up. We're probably going to take him around for one more lap. We'll go one more lap. I was indeed correct, as that beautiful Yamaha YXZ. But I'll tell you what. All right. So Luke Canup finding himself out front. So it would have been nice to see how it would have shaped up there under green, but after the second half, but we had to do a little bit different there. As Braden Charamonte, and there you go, the Yamaha YXZ Pace vehicles pulling off. And Luke Canup and Caden Coombs Leading brother Landon Coombs, top 3. And look at this already. Braden Charamonte all the way up to 4th place on the restart. And already a local yellow. It's just a local, so we'll stay racing. And I don't see who it is. But Luke Knupp wearing that number 1. He's out front. That beautiful Arizona. We got a yellow. Oh. Little bit of a yellow there coming to the infield. Just keep it local. Very good job on the DRP safety crew out here. Carl and the boys doing a fabulous job out here keeping our drivers safe. Out here at the Wildhorse Pass, Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing. Doing a great job, and still that local yellow will fly as long as there's a car on the infield. Got to keep the drivers aware as we stay green. And now Caden Coombs putting pressure to the champ. Can Caden turn this into a race? Caden doing everything he can. And definitely putting the pressure on Luke Knupp, our reigning champ. Look at this. Caden Coombs going to give him a bumper as they come into the infield. And Caden to the inside like a pro, to the outside as they come in to turn 4. And now Luke Knupp loses some time with the wall ride. What a race. Wildhorse Pass, are you here? The white flag. Can Caden get it done? White flag flying. One more lap. And Landon Coombs now just watching brother check out. They're going to come around some lap traffic. That's young Kaylee Federwish. Can that change things? Can Kaylee hold her line? And did a great job as both the leaders get around Kaylee with no problem. And now Landon. But here we go. Everybody make some noise. Your winner, the champ, Luke Knupp. And Caden Coombs, what a great race. And look at this. Braden Charamonte did get around Landon Coombs. So that changes some things up right there. So Braden Charamonte, my results are unofficial. I just call them as I see it. But we'll talk to the drivers right after this. I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for the drivers down here, if you haven't made your way down here to the Super Sick booth, make sure you come down here and visit. They got, look at this, the new digital cami. That is really nice. Get it here in Flex Fit. Indeed, fitted hat, or I do believe, no, all fitted. I'll tell you what, a fitted mesh hat. That is awesome over here at the Super Sick booth. And also the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing, the official swag down here. So come down here and get a Lucas Oil hat. Boy, I finally got one, and I was forced to give it away. So the kids are coming up here. We'll interview the kids. And you know the deal once they get their helmets off. Boyd and Caden Coombs, what a race. Very proud of that young man. And Luke Knupp doing business as usual, getting things done with that first place up here. So we'll talk with these racers here. And Braden Charamonte driving his tail off to get back up. That's right. Yeah. Getting out there, a little mishap on the infield. He came back in and got it done. Get back up here on that podium, taking it from Caden Coombs' brother, Landon. And Landon, what a race. He had the same thing happen. He was following leader, the golden boy, Luke Knupp. And, all right, guys, let's get on up here. Let's talk with these drivers. I want to talk to you, too, so don't go anywhere. I want to get a little interview with you because we got to do some talking before you get out there on that track, if you don't mind. All right. So come on up here, fellas. Let's get you rocking. And let's make sure we got some stuff to give away. I'll give you one of these if you want to rock that. You get to rock this. Great driving. Great driving. And you get to rock that. Bingity bang. Is there one hat there or two hats? I don't even know. And look at this. We'll just add you to this. Yep. Look at Luke sliding around. All right, there you go. You guys got it. So we'll start right over here. Let's get it done. Braden Charamonte, everybody. Boy, I'll tell you what, man, little bit of a mishap there. You're up in the front there. Little mishap on the infield. Didn't look like you were going to get back on the podium, but you drove your little heart out, and here you are.
Yep.
How'd that feel out there? What was going on? What was keeping you out there, and what was that mishap?
Just keep driving and keep learning my lines.
Well, I tell you what, it must have worked because you got back around. You got around Landon Coombs, and it got you back up here talking to me.
Yep.
All right, well, good job. I'll tell you what, man. You got a great race team. Everything is going great. Who do you want to say thank you to?
My mom, dad, B&D, Ortega, RTL, Hoosiers, Adams, and everyone who else comes out.
All right, we drove us hard on Braden Charamonte. We're doing a great job getting back up into third place. But I tell you what, I love the picture, so I don't want to get in there. But I tell you what, Caden Coombs, man, we got to talk to you. I thought we were going to be able to talk to you and your brother, man. But I know you saw the little mishap right in front of you going out of the whoop section, and once you got Luke in your sight, you just didn't turn back.
Yeah, it was a tough race because, well, I was stuck behind Luke. I tried to get him on every corner. But, I don't know what happened to Landon, but I knew that he was in third for the last 2 laps, and then nobody said he was in third anymore, so I don't know.
I love the smile on your face, man, especially as you're describing the race, and it makes me just be out there with you, man. But I'll tell you what, man, you guys got a great racing program along with K&N, making you guys look so good. Who do you want to say thank you to?
I want to say thank you to my mom, my dad, my mom for spotting for sure, and my dad for if there's something wrong with the carts in the race, then he just fixes it and he brings us out here. And I want to thank K&N, KC Highlights, Discount Tire, Go Easy Motorcycles, Super Sick, Jeff Knupp for prepping our carts, Luke Knupp, and all the racers for racing with me because he's been helping me with the lines and stuff. And Daly and Dan Pentico. I don't know if that's his first name, but
I think you got it right.
yeah.
All right, well, there you go. I'll tell you what, man, I'm very proud of this guy. I just got to give him a hug. I'll tell you what, man, I love your race team. I'm going to get back over here, though. So, sorry about that. You're probably going to have to get on. So, it's Luke Knupp, your winner. Now, Luke, wait a second. Where are you going? Where does he go? What is his name, Chet? Come on up here. Come on up here, man. First of all, before we even get started, man, who do we got here?
This is Jet Antis. He's 6 years old, racing J1 tomorrow.
You're racing J1? That's got to feel pretty good. What do you think about this young man right here?
Good?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I want you to stand right here. I want you to stand right next to him because you know why? I want you to get used to that number one position because you're going to be racing. You don't move right there. Well, I'll tell you what. All right, we'll get that picture in a second. You do that. So, Luke, come up, man. This is just business as usual for another day at the office, man. Coming out here and beating on all these racers out here. You got to feel pretty good.
Just Braden got me at the start, just pressuring, and then he finally made a mistake, and I just got by him. Caden had a really fast car. It was just a crazy race all.
Well, I'll tell you what, it looked great. That pressure was good. What would you have done any different there if that mistake wasn't made in the second half? What would you have changed up?
Just tried passing him on the straightaway because at the end of the straightaway I was a little bit faster than him.
Well, it definitely looked great. Still proved out to be a great race. You were patient, just like the vet that you are, and here you are on the top of my box. It's always great to hear the list of your sponsors. Who do you want to say thank you to?
I want to thank Active Screen Printing, Factory Canopies, Axial, Eric Minks, my mom, my dad, my sister for coming out, Ultra Wheels, HPS Plumbing, Jimmy for spotting for me, Extreme Machine for building my mod cart, and Jet right here.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, you feel pretty good about that?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, scoot on over here. Let's get you back over here. Everybody get here. Big round of applause for you winners of the Junior 1 carts. And, man, I'll tell you what a great sportsman. That's right, squeeze it in. Jet, get in there, man, and you earn it with him. And hopefully, Jet, that's going to be your position as well. That's quite a podium. And quite sportsmanship right there from Luke Knupp, our champion, Ultra Wheel sponsored, Axial sponsored, Active, look at that, Active screen printing, everything, Ultra Wheels. I mean, there's just so much. He's got more sponsors than Rob McCachran. Jeez, Luke Knupp, your winner of the Junior 1s. Pro Buggy and Unlimited Buggy. Pro Buggy Unlimited and Limited Buggy coming up next. Got to tell you, I really liked Luke Knupp right there, bringing up young Jet up there. He's going to be running the Junior 2s tomorrow. He's got to be pretty excited about that. I think you never forget. There's 2 races in your race career you'd never forget. And I can talk from experience. The races you never forget are your first race ever and the first race you ever win. And I can replay, I swear to God, I think I can replay turn for turn in the first motocross race I ever won in my life. It's like slow motion in your head, you know. So I got to tell you, I know these kids excited. Look at that. Smell that food coming from our midway right there. If you haven't gone over there and got some food or beer, make your way down there. Let's talk about some of the sponsors out here that make things happen. Oddwell Motorsports out here in the midway. Network Automotive, with locations in Mesa, Apache Junction, and Queen Creek. R&R Steel, out here making everything happen, as well as Dragonfire. Feel the Heat, doing a lot of modifications here on the UTV side of things. Never Stop Riding, Andy Myers and all the boys and girls at Swampa, and all the beautiful products that Never Stop Riding and the rides. You got a ride coming out to Cambodia. Want to tell everybody about the Score International Off-Road Expo happening at Westworld next weekend. Yours truly is going to be there, be the voice on the microphone, so hopefully we'll get some good interviews. We were scheduled to do a couple interviews out there. Robbie Gordon was scheduled to show up, but I'm not sure that's going to happen now with the tragic loss of his dad. And you know how it goes. Definitely very sad. I was actually able to hang out with Bob Gordon a couple times. It was just a class act, and definitely very, very sad spot in my heart. So, all right, it's the Unlimited Buggies. Looks like we only had 3 make it to the call. And I know one of them is Kyle Arup. These are the Unlimited Buggies. We have no limited buggies here tonight. The limited buggies are generally like a Class 16 desert buggy. They're very similar to those, but, you know, limited to the front travel and rear travel. But these are the pro buggies These are the same buggies you will see in the National Series, the Lucas Oil Nationals. And I do believe we have one more race happening out here this year. And you know I'm going to be here. And I hope this lovely young lady next to me, Marita Benjamin, will be there with me. That'd be great. A little bit of arm candy. Walk around to the ocean of beautiful girls out here that come to the races. We'll probably have to get her a cute little Monster shirt and a little Daisy Dukes and all that, and a snapback and all that. I'll have to have Lance down at Super Sick just deck her out. What do you think? Think we could do that? Think we could talk Lance into that? But make sure we're just like, yeah. I like that. All right. So you haven't gone down here, I'll tell you what. There's the Santan Ford official M80 Pace Eagle pulls off, and we're going racing. As Kyle Arab leads this pack of three to turn one. Kyle Arab now feeling some pressure from Brady Whitlock. As one of the cars not making the curtain call. And Ryan Rhino Anderson rounding off these top three of beautiful unlimited buggies. Put on a show for you, but now Brady Whitlock making contact with Kyle Arab. And opening the door now for Ryan Anderson. Coming in turn four. Will take over that second place. Can he hold off Brady Whitlock for the rest of the race? And Kyle Arab, after a great weekend of racing last weekend in California, coming out here and hopefully getting it done. Round 8 here at the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series, Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing as he extends his lead over young Ryan Anderson. Brady Whitlock now getting back second place coming out of turn 3. Ryan Anderson shuffling back to third place. Ryan with the wheelie. Ryan carrying that front end coming out of turn 3. Good job, Rhino. And Rhino becoming one of the seasoned drivers. And Ryan Anderson driving like a man possessed, doing a great job down the front straightaway. As you hear one of the drivers on the rev limiter down the back straightaway. As Marita's showing her affection for this class for sure. These are the unlimited buggies. You can hear their engines wound tight, throwing the dirt. Ryan Anderson looking great into turn 3 as he gets that turned down, having some issues with it during practice, but he's setting that car up like a pro and keeping the leaders in his sights. I've watched this young man's racing career actually progress, and man, he is running it just like he should be right now with a big help from Fodrell Motorsports. All the people over there, Danny Fodrell, Larry Fodrell, all the boys over there doing a great job at Fodrell Motorsports. And Fodrell Motorsports right down the street from my house out there. I live in West Phoenix out there. And Fodrell Motorsports in Glendale. Brady Whitlock looking awesome through turn 3. And Brady Whitlock looking like he's making up some ground on Kyle Arab. Brady Whitlock smoothing it out as Brady and Kyle come into turn 2. Both racers doing an excellent job negotiating turn 3. As Kyle Arab, though, staying strong and smooth, coming into turn 4 in the rhythm section. And that's going to bring out the competition yellow And that will trigger our Santan Ford official pace vehicle, the M80 F-150, the off-road. And if you haven't seen this thing, if you guys get an opportunity to come ever check out this beautiful M80 F-150 from Santan Ford, our official pace vehicle, this thing has, you know how they say you get a car with all the bells and whistles? Well, there that car is right there, the Santan Ford M80 pace vehicle. It is a car with all the bells and whistles. It has 360-degree cameras. It has one in the front, one in the rear, 2 in the taillights, and 2 in the mirrors. And when I say you can literally see 360 degrees out the cameras of that car, you can see everything. It looks like you got a satellite view just by turning it on. It has this package. It links to every device that you pull into your car. So your friends can play the clips from YouTube or any of your playlists. They all import. It even has an SD slot, so you don't even need a hard drive. Put in your SD card, photographs, pictures. You can play videos. You can do whatever you want. It thing's incredible. You see that turn signal, though, the Santan Ford M80. It's going to turn off at this time. Always get to the next level there. And here we go. We're going racing. They go green, green, green. Can Kyle Harrop hold on to his lead over Brady Whitlock? But Kyle Harrop now is a ski jump with a little bit of pressure. And young Ryan Anderson doing a fabulous job staying with these two very fast, very tough competitors out in front. And Ryan Anderson, like I said, getting the help from Danny Fodrell of Fodrell Motorsports, and I'll tell you what he does. Ryan Anderson, he actually works down at Fodrell Motorsports. So Ryan Anderson with the job, with the car. And Brady Whitlock now missing a gear, closing that gap between him and Ryan Anderson. So Ryan Anderson out there to pick up that tab as Brady Whitlock opens the door out of turn 1. But right now, Kyle Harrop doing a fabulous job of leading this pack of 3. So I had a chance to talk to Kyle Harrop's dad up here a little earlier. And he was telling me that that car was pushed pretty hard in California. They ended up losing some coolant. But was able to not hurt the engine that bad. Said it may be losing a little bit of oil. We lost some rings on that heat up. But, you know, it doesn't seem to be stopping this man from leading these two very tough competitors behind him. And I can't talk enough about young Ryan Anderson, how he has come a full 360 degrees from just a couple of short years ago. Coming out here and racing, started off in the UTV class, and then he started racing a beamed car that Danny Fodrell let him do. And now look at Danny letting Ryan Anderson run a fully unlimited buggy out here at the regional series. And Ryan Anderson doing a fabulous job staying on the lead lap with these two very tough competitors, as Kyle Harrop doing a fabulous job staying out front, leading it wire to wire. And as I know, Kyle Harrop, they'll take the white flag right there. And Kyle Harrop will be making the move to the National Lucas Oil Series, the Lures Series, starting next year. Hopefully, if anybody wants to sponsor this young man, they'll make it there to the event this year. So any of you sponsors out there looking for a young man to sponsor, We'll talk with him on the podium, but he's only got a couple corners to negotiate. And young Ryan Anderson lifting up a wheel coming into turn 3. He's got that turn down now. Wildhorse Pass, your winner. Kyle Arab at car number 11. And followed up quickly by car number 74, Brady Whitlock. And the young man who has quite a future in off-road racing, young Ryan Rhino Anderson. We'll talk with drivers right after this. I love this Santan Ford Pace vehicle here. I told you about it, the M80 Off-Road. As Kyle Arup, as it leads the winner, Kyle Arup coming in there. Well, you were very excited about Kyle Arup. Tell me why you were excited.
This kid is amazing. He has a great life story. He is a wonderful young man. He always encourages the younger drivers. He gives them posters. He gives them advice. He's very much a pinnacle person for the young kids who are up and coming.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, that's what I wanted. I knew you'd say it. I have to fully agree with you because Kyle Arup is definitely a legend in this sport, and he's got a long, illustrious career ahead of him. He's very humble. He's quite the kid. And we'll talk with him right after this. What's going on? Look at this camera right here. You got to love it. I always take the camera. If I get a camera flash in my face, that's your result right there. We'll talk with the leaders. Let's get them up here. Ryan Anderson looking pretty excited up there. We'll get his story. Come on up here, guys. Let's get you rocking and rolling and get the story. Because coming up next, one of my favorite classes in off-road racing, it's the modified karts, and we've got a promise to be a good race. Come on up here, guys. I didn't have my trophies ready, so kind of messed that up. So what do you guys think so far? They got their helmets off. Let me hear you make some noise out there. That is the buggy classes. That was pretty good. Kyle's buying beer tonight is what is being said driving up here. Walking up here. Actually, that was you saying that. So I'll tell you what. You take one of those. You take one of those. And Ryan, don't you think I'll forget about you. So I'll tell you what. Let's get you this one. That's all right. You take that one. You guys can stand wherever you want. It is your podium. So Ryan Anderson, let's talk with you, young man. Make some noise. That's right. So I tell you what, man, I got to tell you, I said it earlier, and I knew this is what I'd say sitting on this podium talking to you. Just in a couple short years, man, we've watched you come from the UTVs. Danny got you a beamed car. You started learning how to drive in, and, man, you never got off the lead lap on this race. You were right there the whole time. It's safe to say that your racing career, because you were right within striking distance of these two, has come a full 360.
Yeah, we turned around today. We've had a rough day. The car was running like crap, pretty much qualifying practice. So got to thank Steve. He helped me out getting the car better. And, it's just so fun racing with all these guys out here. Couldn't ask for more.
I tell you what, you're looking good. I was telling your dad you were kind of fighting turn 3 and turn 1, but man, in this race right here for the main event, you held it all together. You looked real smooth.
Yeah, no, it was real fun. I think my new nickname is the wheelie car.
Hey, dude, I was going to say that. I'm glad you brought that up. You wheelie coming out of turn 3 just like a trophy truck.
Yeah, I feel like wheeling everywhere. So, I couldn't be out here without Fodrell Motorsports, Danny Fodrell, Denny, my dad, my mom, and her boyfriend came out. Fodrell Motorsports, Steve for helping, all of Integrity for making this happen, and just a great crowd to race with. And thank you everyone that came out to watch us.
All right, well, you coined it right here. You look into that camera, and I'll tell you what, we're going to call it Ryan Wheelie Anderson right here in third place. You heard me get into it. So, Brady, man, let's get into talking to you and your race. Kind of little slip up there. Ryan was able to get around, but you were able to get second place back from him, and here you are. And, man, tell you what, you were getting the pressure there, Kyle. Looked like he was running a fairly smooth race, but you got it done.
Yeah, I was trying to run him down. Didn't work out, so hopefully tomorrow we'll see. We're going to be back, and, yeah.
Well, you definitely put together a smooth race, man. And what will you change for tomorrow?
Just hopefully in front. Hopefully I'll stand there tomorrow.
He's like, you're not changing anything with the car. Just change my driving and get it in front of him. Right on. Well, I know you have a long list of people that help you out, so who would you like to say thank you to?
I got to thank my dad, Fodrell Motorsports, Danny Fodrell, he's out here. My whole team, my whole family's here. Anderson Racing, we're with them. So just everybody that helps out.
All right, well, you better make some noise for second place. Brady Whitlock saying thanks to Danny Fodrell. You know, I mean, that's quite the man to say thank you to right there. But right now, a man that's got an illustrious career in him. He's moving to the Nationals. Make some noise for Kyle Harrop. Dude, you know, as I was walking through the crowd coming down here to interview you, I mean, the crowd was electrified that you won. They love watching you. You're definitely a racer's racers. You have a big fan base. You always got time to talk to people. I am a fan personally, and I cannot wait to see you go to Nationals. But, man, right now you are as smooth as glass out there.
Well, I'm happy to hear that I was smooth as glass because I feel like there's a little edge that I could go faster.
I'll tell you what, that's all right. That, you know, that again, I said as I'm walking up here, a very humble guy, that's you being humble, but you did a great job out there. What would you change out there if you said a little bit of mistakes or whatever? Would you change?
I would change my cornering and just, I don't know, I get overexcited sometimes, so I try to keep myself calm. But, you know, I just want to thank everybody for coming out because all the fans. I gave a poster away earlier, so shout out to them because they talked to me for a while, and it was good to talk to some people. And I got to thank my mom and everybody, just my dad, and you too.
I love you, dude. I'm a big fan, so I'll tell you what. I'm going to get out of these guys. Well, you guys slide over here. Get a big picture one more time for these boys. I love them. It's the Unlimited Buggies right here at the Lucas Oil Regionals, Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing. And Kyle Harrop, man, and all these kids having a great job. And Ryan Wheelie Anderson, you guys heard it right here, coined at rounds 8 and 9 in 2000. You know, it was Rhino for a long time. I've raced with his dad for quite a while. And now being able to watch him, I was excited. I said, wheeling out at turn 3. But good job, gentlemen. All right. Yeah, you wheelied up. I wish there was a picture there. And let's see who we got up next. I do believe it is the modified carts. And you heard me say it. It's one of them. It is indeed race number 6 of round 8. It is the modified carts coming up next. All right, let's bring the modified carts out here. Let's talk more about the sponsors that we got out here. Got to say first and foremost, thanks to Lucas Oil. You make sure you guys check out their long list of products they got. You can check them all out at lucasoil.com. And their products range from everything from fuel injector cleaning, their fuel cleaning system, from oils that you can put in your transmission to rejuvenate your transmissions and stop some of the slippage that you have in an older car. So without Lucas Oil, and they even have detailing products. And this isn't me just being somebody that's employed by Lucas Oil, but I got to tell you about this right here. It's called Speed Wax. And if you've got a dirt bike or a race car and you're like me and sometimes you don't have a lot of time, you would rather ride your bikes and cars and stuff instead of cleaning them and work on them. And sometimes if you're like me, you wrench on them and you just want to put a quick shine on them. Well, get this Speed Wax. I'll tell you what, it rejuvenates all kinds of great stuff. It does dirt bike plastics wonders. If you've never seen it, like you always have the, if you're one of the guys, which just tears my heart out. But guys, and even some young ladies that leave their beautiful 2014, CRF 250 out in the sun, the guy I'm talking about, and it just glazes up, the plastic turns them white, especially here in Arizona. Well, I tell you what, a little bit of this Lucas Oil Speed Wax right here. You guys try this out, and I'll tell you what, it'll give you some luster back to your dirt bike. That's what I use it for. I have, my motorcycles, the race cars, your helmet. If you don't like to spend a lot of time cleaning your helmet, you got to hook this up. My man Josh out here. Josh, come on over here. Let me get a little talk with you, man. So, the PE version, I always wear my GD shirt, and everybody asks me, what does that stand for? But I tell you what, like I said, I need the PG version.
Forget street, go dirt.
All right, well, there you go. And you guys got a truck out here now. It's not driven by Cork tonight. God dang. Anyhow, it's driven by Jeff tonight.
Yes, sir.
I never stutter. You can't stutter and be a good announcer, but you got to be pretty excited. What do you got going out here tonight?
I'm just hanging out, man. Some support for FSGD, like always.
You got to love it. So if you guys see one of the guys out here, you guys want a good party tonight. If you see a shirt like this, just ask them where they're at, and they'll tell you. I was rocking mine on my glorious return to Wildhorse Pass over there. And everybody's asking me, what shirt is that? And I go, well, just type that in, and it'll come right up, I promise. So my man Josh being out here. All right. Some modified carts coming up next, and they will be on the big track. And these drivers, as you heard, were some of the drivers from the Junior 1 and Junior 2 carts. And young Mia Chapman, she started racing in the production UTV class, and she's going to be here in these modified carts. And these are shifter carts. 450cc quad engines. The Yamaha YZF 450 quad engine. And about the only modification that they can do to them is put the valves from the dirt bike or the injections from the dirt bike or some parts from the dirt bike version and maybe give it a little throttle response, a little bit of different things like that nature. And right off the bat, you can hear the difference in tuning in those engines from the other trophy carts. All right, it's the modified cart sets meet the drivers as they come around. The M80 pulls off Trey Gibbs in car number 515. Connor McMullen in 588. Bronson Aramonte 574. Mia 73. Cole Keats in the 553. Cohen Crawford 548. Riley Pierce in 575. and Chance Haugen, Mickey Smith in 581, and Mason Prater out here in the 505 making it racing the modified carts. And let's see who's out front. Looks like Trey Gibbs. And indeed, Trey Gibbs coming into turn 3 with Connor McMullen hot on his heels. And young Mia Chapman, I think. I do believe that is Mia in third place. We'll find out as they come around. Indeed. Young Mia Chapman rounding out the top 3. But now she's feeling some pressure as they come down the back straightaway. Can Mia hold her line and close the door? Trey Gibbs on the bicycle in turn 3. And I don't have a number on my car in fourth place. It looks like the 575. Is that Riley Pierce? Yes, it is. Two young ladies in third and fourth battling it out. Riley Pierce looking like she's got a whole bunch of binging right now for Mia Chapman. And Riley Pierce running one of the races of her life, doing great out there in the top 4. Trey Gibbs, though, out front. And car 581, I do believe that's Mickey Smith on the bicycle in turn 3. But Trey Gibbs now just starting to extend his lead on Connor McMullen, now up on the bicycle and coming into turn 2. And these cars pushing it really hard tonight, these drivers. Young Mia Chapman running a very smooth race, trying to reel in Connor McMullen. And a driver that I am very impressed with right now. Young Riley Pierce. And I don't want to give her the announcer's curse. Because I nicknamed her something a little earlier and I don't want to say it right now. Because she is looking great here in this main event out here at the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series, Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing. And that's going to bring out the competition yellow for Trey Gibbs. And that's going to trigger the Santan Ford F-150. That beautiful pace vehicle I've been talking about all night. If you do get a chance to check it out, I can't even talk enough about that thing. A big special thanks to Santan Ford for supplying our pace vehicle tonight. All right, what a great race so far. Wildhorse Pass, what do you think about this race? And let me hear you get loud out here. I told you. Some good racing going on here tonight. Round 8 of the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series, Arizona. Yamaha Racing. And there you have the Santan Ford Pace vehicle right back into racing. Wildhorse Pass. We're going green. Great restart there. Trey Gibbs now got his hands full with Connor McMullen in turn 2. But Mia Chapman trying to put a nose in on young Connor McMullen. And Riley Pierce doing a great job here today with her 4th place showing. I would love to see her finish right here behind Mia Chapman, or I really would like to see her get around her and get on my podium because I know she'd be stoked. Not that I want to see Mia Chapman go down. I'd like to see her up as well. Maybe a Mia Chapman, Riley Pierce podium. Look at this, Mia Chapman down the back straightaway. Mia Chapman making the pass and Riley Pierce to the inside. Wow! Woo! I told you what I wanted to see, and it's making it happen. I am so proud of Riley Pierce right now. I can barely contain my excitement. Mia Chapman now 2nd place, but Connor McMullen not wanting to give that up, and we're going to bring out a yellow. We've got a card over in turn 3. I was so busy watching this in front, I didn't see what happened. I got to see a number here. Wow. So excited right now on what was going on up front. I missed the action. So let's see if I can get a number off this car. The safety crew not going too crazy, so I do believe our driver is going to be okay. Indeed, our driver's okay. Let me, guys and girls, hear you applaud for our driver. It's Mickey Smith. I didn't want to say anything until I had a number, but Mickey Smith, she appears to be all right. Totally lost her body this time. Her body is just off that truck and gone. I'm pretty sure it was her. But she looks like she's okay. Oh, she's got it started, and she's all right. All right. So we'll see if we can go racing. I don't even think we'll need to go another lap. Let's see if our pace truck turns on that turn signal. And no, not this time. We'll go around one more time as our Santan Ford M80 Off-Road Edition F-150. But I have to tell you right now, I'm extremely proud of Mia Chapman and young Riley Pierce. Those two young ladies racing their tails off, and let's see if they can put some pressure on Trey Gibbs. But Connor McMullen now, after being in 2nd place, he's got the speed and he's got the knowledge. Right, but after being in 2nd place, he's moved down to 4th, is what I was trying to say. And I know he's going to put some pressure to those two young ladies. But Mia Chapman and Riley Pierce, they will definitely do everything they can to hold off his advances out here on that racetrack tonight. And Trey Gibbs, was talking with Trey Gibbs' tuner, and he said that cart, we practically built almost everything on that cart. We even had the tires special made for that car. We designed the calipers. We built the calipers. We did everything we could within the legal limits of the engine. And I tell you what, it's definitely paying off as he's out front in this very competitive modified kart class. And I'm sure our Santan Ford F-150 will pull off at this time. And we'll take it all the way to the end. Can Mia Chapman hold on? Can she get around Trey Gibbs? Can Riley Pierce get on my podium tonight? And I do believe this will be her second podium with me. And here we go, Wildhorse Pass. You better make some noise. Hopefully the last half of this race. Here we go. We're going green. Trey Gibbs into turn one. Connor McMullen trying making a mistake out of turn one. And Mia Chapman now trying to get it in on Trey Gibbs. Connor McMullen to the outside in turn three of Riley Pierce. Riley Pierce making a little bobble. Connor McMullen staying inside, and Riley Pierce closing the door. Trey Gibbs now starting to extend his lead one more time. But the race going on for third place, the battle, as Connor McMullen bicycles one more time going into turn one. And Riley Pierce running nice and smooth right now and trying to stay out in front of Connor McMullen. Trey Gibbs sideways into turn three. And Riley Pierce bobbling. Once again, they touch. And when the car stalled in the background, that's going to bring out the yellow one more time. We had a car stalled down the front straightaway, or the rear straightaway. Sorry about that, rather. We were trying to avoid bringing out the yellow so we could stay green, but we'll let them go. If they can line up before they get to our pace vehicle, if I know Casey, he'll let them go. I didn't get to see who that was. But wow. Wildhorse Pass, what do you think? An exciting race so far? It was Chance Haugen from Pinnacle Motorsports, Pinnacle Off-Road Motorsports. So Chance Haugen with the hard brake right there. So the Santan Ford pace vehicle will come out one more time. And let's see. If I know Casey, he's going to probably let him go right now. I think there's going to be just a couple laps left. Indeed, I can see the flag man getting ready, the white flag, so we could have a green and a white. Well, it will indicate 2 laps to the end. So let's recap. Trey Gibbs leading it from wire to wire. The race going on behind him with Connor McMullen and the young ladies, Mia Chapman and Riley Pierce. And there you have 1 lap, I was told. My apologies. This will be 1 lap to go. So can Mia Chapman hold off Riley Pierce? And can Riley Pierce hold off Connor McMullen? But if I know Connor McMullen, he's going to let it all hang out. He's on the bicycle one more time into turn 1. Connor McMullen trying to get around Riley, and he does. In turn 3, can he make it stick? And he does as he come over the ski jump. And now he has a sight set on Mia Chapman. Can he get it done with her? And goes to the inside. Just one more turn to negotiate. Can he get around Mia Chapman? So there it is, Trey Gibbs, Mia Chapman, and Connor McMullen with the final position on my podium. What a race. I'm very proud of all the kids out here in the modified cart. And I told you, one of my favorite events. One of my favorite classes in off-road racing right there, the modified carts. We'll talk with the winners right after this. I'll tell you what, man, as many times as Connor McMullen was up on the bike tonight, I tell you, they should just put two wheels on that thing to begin with. What a great job of Connor McMullen driving out there, and he was able to get back on the podium after a slight mishap. As the young ladies both got around him to turn two, my apologies. So we'll talk with these fine race car drivers. Very exciting race out here. Look at this family getting bigger and bigger. What the heck? Never know who you're going to see out here. Dustin, you got to be pretty excited. Good to see you, brother. Man, what a great race. Look at this. You cannot be this old yet. You cannot be this old. Say hi. Say hi. All right, very good. We'll get you, trust me, we'll get you. I know Daddy, he's going to get you racing nice and early. I promise you that. He's got the right network, that's for sure. He knows the right people. And there you see great camaraderie. All right, let's get to talk to these drivers. I told you my favorite class. Connor McMullen driving his tail off right there to get back up on this podium, and he deserved that position for sure. And he's going to get out of his car. He deserves it, man. You can definitely do it. And Trey Gibbs just leading it wire to wire. Well, come on up here, guys. Let's get this interview rocking and rolling, man. Did I tell you my favorite class in off-road racing? Was that incredible or what? All right, come on up here, you guys. Very excited. Connor McMullen already getting some things that Trey, always beautiful. You got the mod kids, man. I got to tell you, I was telling Mia, we'll wait for Connor. Well, we'll get you guys started. So here, see, and there's Connor. So there's yours, and that's yours, Trey. And then dibs on Gibbs. I like that. I don't get Connor. We'll start with him. So one more time, big round of applause for these winners out here. Man, Connor, God dang, dude, are you in boots or something? God dang. I'll tell you what, so let's start with you, man. You were on the bike out there. You know, your dad should probably just make that car with two wheels on it. You were on the bike every freaking corner there. But little mishap there in turn two. The girls got around you, but you never gave up. You kept it going. A couple of yellows out there, and you got back up on the box.
Yeah, you know, this race was a struggle. Definitely need some more tire pressure in the back. It was too low tonight, but we tried everything we could. Luckily got around Riley. She ran a great race, her and Mia both. I made a mistake, so they capitalized on it. They did a great job. So, but I'd like to thank my mom, dad, Phoenix Commercial Electric, Ken McMullen Racing, and everybody else to come out here, and Full Tilt Motors and Tires for everything.
Well, I tell you what, man, I can't even say anything else to that. He said it all right there. You guys make some noise for Connor McMullen, man. I will say one thing. Look at this. He's only an inch, like I had to bend. He's only an inch away from being 6 feet tall. My God, it's like something in the water, but we'll move right down here. Mia Chapman, man, What a fabulous job. Just short time racing here in the mod carts. You're getting back to business as usual. You're definitely used to winning up here talking to me. You got to feel great about tonight. Young Riley Pierce was giving you the pressure. I would have loved to have seen it a boy-girl affair.
Yeah, it feels great. I haven't been up here in a while, so I knew tonight I was going for it, and, I just tried my best, and I drove really hard. And thank you to everybody that helps me get up here. Stronghold, Extreme, Mod Kids USA, GMZ, all my supporters that come out. I couldn't do this without all of them.
You know what? This young lady used 4 years ago, she couldn't get an interview like that. Look at that. I got to say nothing. You better make some noise for me and Chapman, second place. But I tell you what, we can't take anything away from this guy. He led it wire to wire. He's got quite the racing career ahead of him. He's going to do the pro light later. Trey Gibbs, look at him. He's doing a little dance already. Trey Gibbs, man, I'll tell you what, you led it from wire to wire. Really unchallenged. You were starting to extend your lead. Completely unaware of the battle going on behind you. Mia, she had to work for it. A lot of mishaps back there. Connor was giving you the pressure the whole time there, but that's pretty much what was going on from your seat.
Oh, yeah, for sure this race was probably one of the biggest just because this is the first podium for the brand new car built by Full Tilt Karts and Chris Salazar Inc. So I just want to give a big thanks for them for putting together an amazing car. The thing was hooked up out there. But, yeah, Connor and me were hounded on me. I just had to run my lines clean, keep it off the bike, and, I wound it up here on top spot.
Well, you must have had everything set up right, because if you could have seen the race from my vantage point, he was on the bike at turn 1, turn 2, he'd come in at turn 3, he'd just ride it out, and the thing is, you figured he'd lose some spots, man. He was biking it all the way through.
Yeah, my spotter came over the radio and said, just when you go into the corner, lay in it. That's the only way you're going to stay off the bike. So, I just ran my race, kept it smooth. I got on the bike a couple times, but, we still ended up here on the top spot. So, I wouldn't be out here if it wasn't for my dad, my grandma, my grandpa, my stepmom, my mom, Cameron Anderson, Full Tilt Tires and Engines, Chris Salazar Inc., Mod Kids USA, Ethica, Temecula Motorsports, Kicker, OGO, and anyone else who comes out and helps me. Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a long list. I'd get tongue-tied, too. You guys slide over here and make some noise. Connor McMullen, Mia Chapman, and Trey Gibbs, man. And watch for Trey Gibbs, that kid, and Mia Chapman. Watch for all these kids, man, because right here, Mod Carts, this is the future of off-road racing. I told you, I love Mesa Mod Carts. And, dude, I got to show you one thing if you didn't see it. Trey Gibbs, look out here. Trey Gibbs. He's walking off. But look out the Mod Kids. I was trying to say, if you guys want to see some great film work, go check out the Mod Kids. Yours truly's actually in it a couple times, saying their names, kind of giving it a plug right there. So whoever does the Mod Kids filming and editing and all that stuff, top notch. Keep that going, because I'll tell you what, as I said earlier, I love the kids. All right, coming up next, I hope you guys are ready. I told you that the Mod Carts are one of my favorite classes in off-road racing. Well, I'll tell you what. It is no second and no first to this class right here. It is the Weller Racing SR1 Championship. It is our premier class here tonight at the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series. Are you guys ready for some SR1 racing? Let me hear you scream. Well, we're going to bring it out right now. Can Corey Weller get Honey Badger up to the top of my podium? We'll find out right here in the SR1 Championship main event. See if I can get a better song out here. Let's do this one right here. Young Cash behind me down here at the Super Sick booth. I love his haircut tonight. It's so beautiful, and he's looking good. Cash, I know. Oh, I know, baby. You can say hi. Say hi, Cash. Hello. I like it. It's okay. I do the same thing, buddy. So Cash down here at the Super Sick booth. If you haven't been down here, make your way down. Lance going to be giving up racing here at the end of this year. And that does make me sad to say, that's for dang sure, because I enjoyed seeing all the boys and girls. I mean, I'm just so saddened by Lance getting out. Cash, that's okay. We squeeze it. That's right. We can get it. Woohoo! Look at this. Cash loves the mic. I love it. All right, sweetheart. Good job. Love you guys. The Super Sick booth also has the Lucas Oil swag. If you guys want to pick up the Lucas Oil Regional Arizona swag down here. Did I leave my list down here? I mean, I know pretty much everybody in the SR1 class, but I better get my list. Sad that little Dis is not out there, Robert Disler, but that's all right. Glad he's okay. You know, and it's crazy that he brought up an injury about having a metal plate on one of your bones. I actually have a metal plate in my forearm, and I know I've stressed it because you can actually see it. It's actually bent. So I know that definitely hurts. Yes. Look who you have. Look at this. You know, Kyle, just watch. Scoot over a little bit. Scoot over. That's all right. Don't you get mad at her. I was gonna do it earlier, man, but so I thought that was Scott Webster. I was like, what are you doing? You're not up here. But man, when you walk through the crowd, man, I just love the way people look at you, and you're truly an inspiration to off-road racing.
Well, thank you.
You're an inspiration. See, you're one of the racers that people love to love. You understand what I'm saying? You're great to watch on the track. It's fun to watch the spectacle. We were talking earlier about a spectacle in off-road racing. You got to make it a spectacle. You got to make it good. You got to make it entertaining. And, your whole race program, your attitude, the enlightenment that you bring to the racers, the positive feelings, the inspiration that you bring to younger racers so they can be like you. In fact, my girlfriend, Marita, she says that this buggy class is my favorite class without a doubt. And, there were only 3 of you out here tonight, but it had to be something you did winning that race.
Well, thank you. Means a lot to me.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm promising you that I represent 90% of the racers out here because we all love you, Kyle Arup.
Thank you.
And that's why right there, always humble. He's awesome. And you watch that, man. I'll promise you, Kyle, I will be at your first national race. And if you got a shirt for me, I'll definitely wear it and support you. I think I turned that music up a little too loud. I'm going to have to turn down there and go down and turn it down. I'm much too fat to be walking up and down these stairs over and over. Just wanted a lot of energy for the SR1s. I think that's about right. Good game. Randy Munns out here. Got to give a big shout out to Papa Munns. He's the Papa Bear over there in the Munns pit. I haven't been over to say hi to the Munnses all weekend. I'm kind of ashamed of that. I'm in here hard at work. You'll see the Munnses coming up here. Young Will and Jake Munns can't get the job done here tonight. And get on my podium as business as usual. I'm sure they will. All right. It's the SR1 class. Corey Weller out front. Brandon Kilgore right next to her. And it's Brandon Kilgore out front early. After a broken axle during qualifying, still able to maintain one of the fastest out there during qualifying before his axle broke. And Corey Weller in second place in that car, affectionately known as Honey Badger. And Dustin Nelson rounding off your top three, the old man, Scott Webster. In car number 42, in fourth place, and Brian McCormick, rounding off your top 5. Jamie Regina within striking distance. But Brandon Kilgore smooth as a scenic lake at 5 o'clock in the morning. And Corey Weller now with the passes. They come over the ski jump with a little car for him. And they're still side by side in turn 3. They touch. And Corey Weller doing what she does so good. Getting around the boys in the SR1 class. And Dustin Nelson trying to keep it their time low and keep those wheels down, creating power. Because Dustin Nelson, Brandon Kilgore, and Corey Weller leading this ragtag crew of S1s. And Corey Weller now out front for Brandon Kilgore. They touch. Brandon Kilgore able to keep it together, not lose a position. And that's the sign of a true veteran of this SR1 class. And now Dustin Nelson has worked his way around Brandon Kilgore. Makes me wonder if Brandon Kilgore still having axle woes in that car. But Corey Weller unaware of what's going on behind her as they race to the yellow flag to bring out the mandatory yellow. The mandatory caution, a.k.a. the competition yellow. But make no doubt about it, whatever you want to call it, we're going to bunch these guys up again, these guys and girls. We can't just say guys out there because Corey Weller, it's another day at the office for this young lady, and she is taking these boys to school right now. Corey Weller in the car that she affectionately calls Honey Badger. It's been one of the industry's originals, you could say OGs of the sport. You see it right here as she leads Yamaha support rider, or I should say factory driver of Yamaha, Dustin Nelson right there. And within striking distance, Brandon Kilgore right behind Dustin. And a winner many times on my podium, Brian McCormick, the only other car out there to run a different manufacturer engine. He's running the Honda CBR 1000. And we'll see since they're lined up if we'll go racing at this time. The Santan Ford Pace truck. All right. Well, you have to watch it out here, but Corey Weller now. And Brandon Kilgore to the inside of turn 1 of Dustin Nelson. They touch as they go in there. Brandon Kilgore bouncing off the back of Corey Weller. Brandon Kilgore down to the inside of turn 2. Dustin Nelson side by side. And Dustin Nelson, the victor of that battle, but now Brian McCormick wanted a piece of these top 4. And look at this, Dragonfire and Benson. It's been a while since he's been on my podium, but can he pick up Brian McCormick and get to that battle of top 3? Make sure you go to all your friends on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and the live track feed. See what you're seeing right now. So go to your social site and type livetrackfeed.com. Check out what I'm watching. Corey Weller now having her hands full. Dustin Nelson for the challenge into turn 1. But Corey Weller always finding a little more traction coming out of turn 1 as they come into turn 2. Now Dustin Nelson challenging Corey Weller as they come over the ski jump. Dustin Nelson, Corey up on the bicycle. Dustin Nelson inheriting the lead from Corey Weller coming into turn 4. What a great pass. LiveTrackFeed.com, I hope you have that. And Aunt Judy, I'm sorry. I told you that the stock trucks were up next, and I thought they were, but I'll promise you they are up next. And now Brandon Kilgore, 3rd place now, but now he's going to have to try to get around Corey Weller still, because Dustin Nelson put the move on Corey Weller, but now Corey Weller wanting that position back as they race to the white flag. White flag flying for Dustin Nelson. Can he hold on? Or will Corey Weller? To the inside of turn 3. Dustin Nelson closing the door. Ladies and gentlemen, one more corner to go. Your winner, Dustin Nelson. Followed up quickly by Corey Weller and Brandon Kilgore and Brian McCormick running it down. But 3rd place going to Brandon Kilgore. We'll talk with the drivers right after this. Wildhorse Pass, what do you think about that race? Let me hear you get loud if you loved what you just saw. Woohoo is right. We're going to hear a lot of woos right here because every time somebody says, I'd like to say thank you to Jason Weller, you got to go, woo! So we'll talk with the SR1 class right after this. And Aunt Judy, I know you're watching live, so my apologies. I told you that they were next, that the full stock was next, but they're not. They're next now. So I messed that one up a little bit, Aunt Judy. Don't be mad at me. She's in Oklahoma. They're watching it live from livetrackfeed.com, as she always does. So, yep, the camera's already there. So, Aunt Judy, my apologies. Already looking at me funny. But we'll have the stock full up next. We'll talk with the winners of the SR1 class right now. Baja, hold on, Baja. Hold on there. Hold on. Somebody wants to get in there. Hold on, Baja. I know you can hear me. You can't hear me? No? You can't hear me? Oh, he says he can't give you a ride? Oh. Well, that happens. All right. All right. All right. So, you know, that's the big thing about the SR1 class. Bunch of rock stars out here. Come on, guys, let's get up here and get this interview. You're holding up progress. Brandon Kilgore doing a great job out there after a mishap earlier. Broke an axle in qualifying, was able to get one of the fast laps before he broke an axle. And that gave him a great position out here to run with these top three. Corey Weller getting around Brandon Kilgore earlier. And then it just left Dustin Nelson and Brandon just to sit there and shuffle around. So let's get on up here, you guys and girls. Yeah, the Kilgore crew doing a great job here. We'll start off with you. It's your first one up here. There you go, my friend. Now, this feels weird right here, but that's okay. It happens. We'll give her to this one. And then we will give you this one because you earned it. Let's start right over here at the other end here. You guys go ahead and show around here. Brandon Kilgore, everybody, I tell you what, man. I mean, let's just start. We got a lot to recap here, man. You're doing a great job there chasing down Corey Weller, trying to get out front. You're out front there for a bit. Dustin Nelson right on your heels. We guys just shuffled around. A little bit of shuffling around there. You got around you, I do believe, in turn 2. But what was going on there from your seat?
Well, I guess it all backs up to qualifying. I broke an axle in qualifying, only got 3 laps, and I expected to start like 8th or 9th. And all of a sudden they pulled me up on the front row, so I guess I put a couple down that were decent. I had no idea. And so, no, getting out there, I got out front, and that was awesome. I was trying to just run away with it, and then I got loose out of turn 2, and that's when Corey came by me. And then I felt Dustin right there, and he got by me in 3. And then I tried to just settle into it and put some laps together, but everyone was driving so fast. You know, especially towards the end of that race, just putting laps together was like, you know, everyone was matching times, and it would have been hard to get up there and make a pass, at least without a big bang or, you know, pushing someone out of the way.
Well, I tell you what, it's definitely very exciting to announce, you know, the SR1 class always full of you guys. Had a pretty clean event there. Not a lot of cautions there. Made it all the way to the midway, and you got it done. So I'll tell you what, man, 3rd place, like you said, that's a great finish on these two because they just drove their butts off. Who do you want to say thank you to?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to Lazy Boy, Rock Forum, Two Brothers Racing, Reliable Source Metals, Max's Tires, Raceline Wheels, Donnie Smith Plumbing, and then this weekend we had Sidewinder Slubs come out and help us out and get their name on the side of the car, so that was awesome. And but no, my crew really, they really killed it. I actually didn't think I was going to make the race, and it was probably the closest we came. I was rushing. I didn't even have tear-offs, and the tinted lens on at the end. I was scrambling, and we made it, and we got on the box, so it's cool.
Well, you guys better, this right here, you guys better make some noise for Brandon Kilgore, 3rd place. Now, I tell you what, she was up there in front, as you heard, man, but, man, make some noise. Corey Weller, 2nd place. Look at, I mean, there's so much I want to talk about right here. You're in front there. You know you had Dustin and Brandon right there behind you, and a lot of pressure, but, man, Dustin just came by nice and smooth right there in turn 4, made quite the pass, and I don't know if you were flustered, but I don't know what was going on there from your seat.
No, you know, in qualifying, I actually ripped out a whole rear A-arm from my chassis. like it was like the Grand Canyon back there. So Jason fixed it for me, and or actually I should say in practice, and then in qualifying it was pushing real bad, so I had to apologize to these guys. I don't usually rail outside like that or get pushed all the way outside, so I was having a real hard time turning left, and I'm just glad I didn't really get in anybody bad, but tried to hold it down, couldn't quite do it. These guys are so fast, and I think McCormick was right there as well. So again, this is what we want to see from the class is different people on the podium and different people winning, and everybody's got a shot at it, a really, really good shot at it. So huge shout out to Optima Batteries for coming on board again with our program this year in the SR1 class. They're a huge sponsor of mine. Dragonfire Racing, who's here. Hey. Again, also just a gigantic sponsor for us. Jason and Mike and everybody at the shop that's been really working hard. We're going to be racing every weekend, so it's so hard to prep these cars and get them race ready again. And yeah, and everybody here that helped, because we've had both cars torn down today. So everybody watching, everybody here tonight, you know, Tim and everybody for putting on the series, and everybody for being here. Thanks.
Well, you're always so kind. I tell you what, I've never been speechless. Young lady Corey Weller holding it in for second place. But I've got to make sure I say this right, man. You held it in there. You were patient. You were fast. You were right there behind him. And when she opened the door, you took advantage. Dustin Nelson, everybody, your winner of the SR1 class. Dude, I mean, I can't say enough right now, man. You didn't, I mean, she had issues with the car and everything, but you know what? No, you were patient out there. She still drove her tail off. She was still fast. But, man, you made the pass, and you earned this first place.
Yeah, you know, that was an awesome SR1 race to go all the way to the middle yellow with none of our own yellows, and then all the way from there to the end with no other yellows. That was awesome. Just these cars full song, just ripping around this track. And you know, I settled into third right away, and Corey and Brandon were just battling in that first half. And I finally got by Brandon on the last lap before the halfway yellow, and I was like, okay, this sets me up good. I'm second. I know I have some good spots on the track, and I saw Corey struggling a little bit, so I thought I could maybe pull it off, and but you know, it's easier thought than done. But you know, we were finally able to get it done in the second half with a few laps to go, 2 or 3 laps to go, and still pumped. You know, Corey was ripping good laps, but I could see her struggling just a little bit. I got up next to her in 2, held my line through 3. We battled all the way into 4. She went so hard into 4 on the inside, and it's so slippery in that corner. And she slid straight out, and I'm like, yes, thank you very much. So I slid by on the inside, and you know, I kind of screwed that corner up the next lap, and she almost got back by me. So you got to mind your P's and Q's with these guys right behind you. And just a stellar SR1 race. You know, huge thanks to Yamaha Weller Racing for building me a badass car. DWT Wheels and Tires for keeping me hooked up. I've got new tires on the car these last couple weeks, and it's an amazing difference on these hard pack tracks. I'm so stoked. Fox Shocks for just handling amazing. Cryo Heat helps keep all my metal parts happy and going on the SR1. Of course, my awesome wife, Elizabeth, up there in the spotter stand, and handling it on the radio. So huge thanks to her, and now we got to go jump in a YXZ and get out here again.
All right, well, you say, you know, you better make some noise, because they say if you visualize it, if you think it, it's going to happen. Your winner, Dustin Nelson. You boys and girls, scoot on over there, because you know the deal. Take a picture, and we've got the full stock Open V8 and mini stock coming up next. So, and Judy, if you're paying attention out there in Oklahoma, we got the Munzes coming up next. Corey Weller, what a great job you did there, young lady. And Brandon Kilgore, you were no slouch in that race. And as Dustin said, I don't think I could have said it any better. What a great SR1 race. We made it from wire to wire with only the competition yellow separating them. So I got to agree. Hats off to you guys and girls in that SR1 class, because you guys just delivered the race of the weekend. All right. So let's meet the drivers. Let's come over here and push play on my little juke machine. So you think it's some AC/DC playing up here. Let's meet the drivers out here in the, whoa. Look at this, Ryan Anderson. We're going to call him Ryan Wheelie Anderson now. So I'll tell you what, man, the car was just wheeling coming out of turn 3 especially, man. A little bit of help there from the lip but coming out of it. But, man, that car just was creating some power tonight. What do you attribute it to? The power, the gearing? What was going on? The hookup? What was going on?
You know, I honestly don't know. I think it's just the weight and, you know, everything that we got put together in that car.
Well, I think if you see a car wheelie like that, I mean, that's telling you got that car balanced.
I think it's the 5-link, actually. It's just every time I get in that car, it just wants to rip the wheels off, I swear.
Awesome. Well, dude, I tell you what, you drove, as far as I'm concerned, we've always talked about it. I told you were getting smoother. I told you. But the thing is, if you go back and watch that on livetrackfeed.com, because you know you'll be able to see it for a while, you were right there. You never were out of content. You were in the corners with them, and as you know, Kyle Arup and Brady Whitlock, you know Brady very well. So the thing is, you know their driving style, you know their history, you know what they do, and you're still fairly new at this, but you having that car from the Fodwell Motorsports, man, you're really driving good.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I didn't say it before, but I was actually in there flipping switches the whole time. I had a bypass for the radiator, so the whole time I got lights flashing at me, warnings. Hey, you gotta turn your lights on and everything. So that's pretty cool.
Oh wow, I mean that's saying a lot too, because you realistically when you get in a race car, and I mean I'm speaking from experience, you don't want to be watching gauges, you don't want to be so hopefully you got lights that's staying off, but man, if you're in there flicking switches and still stayed good, then that's just saying a lot about you.
Yeah, thankfully it's got a race pack in there, so always flicking and it comes off.
All right, well I'll tell you what, you hear that racing, good job, Ryan Wheelie Anderson. That's what we got to call him now. He earned a new nickname here tonight, and I'm pretty excited about that. Let's meet this class. Because I'll tell you, man, this is one of our premier classes as well. This is where, and see, I got to talk to everybody about this class. Because let me see a show of hands out there. How many people have an old Chevy or an old Ford or an old Dodge next to their house? Let me see you raise your hand. One of them that, yeah, I hear somebody going, yeah, man, I got one or two. Well, I tell you what, why don't you guys get that down to a fabricator or build a cage yourself. Find out what it takes, and you can build that car and come out and race it in this class right here, the stock full or stock mini class. And if you want to build a ripping V8, you can build an open V8 class racer, and you can check out right there the yellow and the blue and yellow truck and that white Bronco. Those are your open V8s out here, because they wanted to build their engines just as fast as they can make them go. And then the cars behind them, the Munns brothers, Will Munns in that 71, Jake Munns in 35, and Greg Baum in 81, and Will Romsberg in that number 99 truck. They are restrictor plate, stock as stock can be, engines, trucks with a roll cage and a fuel cell and a 5-point harness, and you can come out here and race at Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing. Also out there, we were going to have Chris Corkin out there, but he's got a stand-in driver out there. His name's Jeff. I didn't write it down. My apologies. And if we didn't introduce you to Rich Ward and Justin Sir, we're going racing right now. And Trey Gibbs will lead him in his pro line. Rich Ward to the inside of the open class. But Jake Munns will lead brother Will Munns out of turn one, coming down the back straightaway. So Judy Munns, I know you're out there all the way from Oklahoma. You got to be excited right now. It's a Munns Brothers 1 and 2 affair in the stock full class. All right, so I just got a really cool little thing by Tim Jones. So Trey Gibbs out there in his pro light getting some seat time. He's going to run. He's running the open V8 class with Rich Ward and Justin Sir. But look at this, Jake Munns putting the hurting on Justin, getting up there in his restricted vehicle. And younger brother Will Munns having to settle for second right now behind older brother. Trey Gibbs airing out his pro light in the open V8 class. And we're still under green. And Trey Gibbs, you can see how that pro light works different to these stock trucks. But Jake Munns, Tristan White tearing down the house. Yeah. And Rich Ward now out front. No, I'm sorry, rather. He's going to be second place in the open V8 class. He's in front of Justin Sir. And Jake Munns now putting pressure to Justin Sir in the Open V8 class. And Greg Baum doing a great job putting the pressure on young Will Munns. And Will Romsberg and the Super Duty headquarters truck brought out of retirement last race up in Sholo. And he's out here one more time trying to get some good finishing in. Greg Baum to the inside of Will Munns. Greg Baum definitely all over the back bumper of Will Munns. And young Trey Gibbs just checking out here, almost half a track on Rich Ward. But the stock vehicles, Rich Ward now getting it up on 3 wheels in turn 3. That short wheelbase Bronco. And that's going to bring out competition yellow. So Trey Gibbs, look at this. Going to wait almost half a track for the rest of the cars to catch up. But the Munns brothers, Jake Munns, out front in the full stock class. I know he's got to be pretty stoked right now. And Will Munns, Greg Baum, keeping that truck together and keeping that pressure on Will Munns. So we'll try to get Will Romsberg up over here, and we'll get it right back into firing action. So Trey Gibbs in that beautiful Pro Light. Looking great out here. That's a great looking field of trucks. Justin Sir, he's got the engine out of his old truck, his old white truck. He got this truck that he's driving right now, the Napa Auto Parts sponsored truck from Brian McCutcheon. And that truck came with an engine that was just unbelievable. And Justin doing a great job in his old white truck he used to have. He pulled the engine out of that and put it right in this truck he's driving right now. And he's still doing really good in the open V8 class. And I'm sure we'll be able to talk to him one way or the other as long as he makes it to the checkered flag. I'm sure he will. The Santan Ford M80 off-road version F-150 will pull off this time. And we'll go back to green. Watch the flagman. We're going green. Green, green, green. Trey Gibbs out front in the turn number 1 in his open V8. Rich Ward trying to get the pass in. But Trey Gibbs start checking up. And look at this. Jake Munns, though, to the inside of Justin Sir. And now Will Munns challenging brother. And Will Munns getting the pass done. He wants some of Justin Sir. Jake Munns, though, not giving up that position, brother or not. You're going to have to earn it, brother. And Greg Baum right there in striking distance of this family affair. Greg Baum to the outside in the rhythm section. Jake Munns, Will Munns, side by side coming down the front straightaway into turn 1. Aunt Judy must be going crazy right now watching these brothers side by side. Trey Gibbs looking excellent here in that pro light. Rich Ward getting it together in his Bronco as he always does, built by Kyle Green. And the Munns brothers still side by side. And they'll be able to take advantage of the General Tire contingency. They jumped on here earlier in the season. And Trey Gibbs enjoying his open track. Jake and Will Munns, though, still battling it out for that first place. Jake to the inside now, Will Munns. Jake getting a little crazy into the turn 3, but now Greg Baum puts some pressure to Jake Munns. And look at these full stock trucks. 1, 2, 3, Will Munns, Jake Munns, and Greg Baum. As the Munns brothers extended down the back straightaway, but Greg Baum in an A-arm car. As the brothers run I-beams and they're forward. They were side by side. Trey Gibbs across the finish line one more time will bring out the white flag. And that'll mean the rest of these stock full and open V8 class will take the white flag. And we'll see it right here on livetrackfeed.com. The Munns brothers taking the white flag as well. With one more lap to go. And white flag flying for Will Romsberg as well. And one more turn to negotiate. And Trey Gibbs, your winner of the Open V8, easily winning it in his pro light. But now back to Rich Ward and Justin Sir. They won it in an Open V8. So here we go, second place, Rich Ward in his Kyle Greenbelt Ford Bronco. And Justin Sir. And first place in the full stock, it's Will Munns in the 71. Followed up quickly by older brother Jake Munns. And Greg Baum following up the pace here, but still getting it done for third place. Ahead of Will Wilmsburg. So we'll talk with the leaders. We'll talk with the winners, rather, right after this. You know, Connor McMullen, I want to talk to you while you're up here. I got to talk to you about something before I get down there to talk with the truck drivers. He's looking for something here for his lap times. So I'll wait for him to get that, see if I can get a quick interview real quick. All right, here, Connor, before you look for that, let me interrupt you real quick. One thing I wanted to talk to you about is we didn't get to see it. I saw it on Facebook. You actually got to race a desert race. You raced one of Dad's cars that would look like a four-seater, but, man, and I understand that you pulled out the win. Is that correct?
Yeah, I got first place in Sportsman, but, of course, everybody else in front of me. But I actually did pretty good for my first few races, but picked a lot of people off. It was a fun desert race, though. I really enjoyed it.
I'll tell you what, that being said, now, see, I'm a desert racer at heart. What do you like more, short course racing or desert racing?
Desert for sure. That's the path I'm going with my dad. So I really love what I do now, but I think desert racing will benefit me more down the road. So
I'll tell you what, I'm sure I'll see you out at the Baja 1000 because I definitely want to be there, and I want to see your career develop. And if you ever need a co-dog, I don't know how good I'd be at a co-dog, but you know what? I'll give her a try. All right, let's come down here and meet the drivers. Pretty sure I don't need any sheets for this one, but we'll get down there, talk with these drivers. The Munns brothers, 1 and 2. That's always a good podium. Jake Munns did a great job holding off younger brother Will Munns. Will Munns getting it done at the end. We'll talk with the drivers. We've talked with one of them already. Well, we got to talk to him again, so let's see here. We'll let that play. All right, let's talk with the Open V8 guys right now. Come on up here, guys. We got two drivers to talk to, or two classes to talk to, rather. So, Open V8 drivers, let's get you up here. Justin Sir, Rich Ward, Trey Gibbs, come on up here. Trey Gibbs pulling double duty tonight and winning both his classes. So, Rich Ward, if you're Open V8, you're going to be grabbing that one tonight. You can still grab this one. And Trey Gibbs, get you another one of those to add on this 9/11 Memorial Race. And then let's give this one here to this young man, Justin, and we'll start with you, man. We talked about it earlier tonight. Let me get on over here so we can get you on livetrackfeed.com. This is the best angle, make you look good. So I tell you what, man, you guys chose open to run an Open V8. You're running the truck engine from your old truck, and it still looked good, sounded good out there, but it was only good to bust up at third place. What was going on out there?
I ran good on the restart. I tried to start low, and I missed a gear.
Well, that happens, you know, but, Trey Gibbs out here running his pro light. It's just pretty much a race between you and Rich, man, but you guys were still matched pretty good, and you must still feel pretty good.
Yeah, he's going to check out that truck, and then the race between me and Rich.
It still look good, man. Tell you what, the car looks good to see the blue truck back out here. You had to race the white one last week. Or last race, rather. My apologies. But, man, you got a lot of people to say thank you to because I know Napa's one of them.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Imperial Excavating, Deer Valley Napa, my wife, my mechanic, Doug, Lucas Oil for putting us on.
All right, well, very good. You better make some noise for your third place finisher tonight, Justin, sir. But we're going to come back down here. Rich Ward, man, we know the guy that built your truck. We know who you bought it from. We know the story on it, man. We know your story. You're driving that thing. That truck is just awesome to watch race. It's smooth. It's fun to race. You're a great driver, and you get that truck up here on this podium almost every race.
You know, that thing, you're right. Kyle Green built that thing, and it is amazing. So Party Cup Cooler Kyle Green truck is amazing. And it's so easy to drive, really. And it is fast. It's smooth. It works good. It was fun. I was hoping Trey was kind of check up a little bit so I could see a couple of cool lines, but it didn't happen. I mean, he checked out. But
come on, let's be honest. If you got a pro light under your foot, you ain't waiting for nobody.
No, I wouldn't be waiting either. So me and Justin was battling. My daughter's spotting for me. And he's in every corner, every mirror. Every time I looked in the mirror, I could see him. I mean, he was stuck to me like I had a rope hook to him. It was pretty cool.
You was towing him around the track. You didn't know it. You left your tow rope out. That's what it felt. I tell you what, man, it looks still great out there, but you got a long list of people that make it happen for you as well.
I do. Like I said, my daughter and her boyfriend came out. She was spotting for me tonight, so I want to say thanks to her and my wife for just putting up with me for doing this. Fodrell Motorsports, Discount Tire, Snap-on Tools, Kyle Green for building just an awesome truck.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's always great to talk to. Second place tonight in the Open V8, Rich Ward doing a great job. We talked to him earlier, so let's see what we can do now. Trey Gibbs, your winner of Open V8. Man, I tell you what, you come out here in the mod cards, kick some butt. You come out here in the Open V8, you kick some butt. But, man, you've been handed an awesome opportunity in your race program. This truck that you just demonstrated out here, definitely still smooth. Got to be a lot different driving this thing than your modified car.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The modified cart's our main focus. We're running that in the National Series, and we're currently second in points. But we come out here to the regionals to get some seat time in the car, and we come out here in the pro light. I mean, we're the only pro light out here, so, we come out here to get seat time. My whole crew works hard on the car, so I just got to go out there, be smooth, and drive the thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, with your demeanor, it's always great. You know you're smooth. You know, after you're done, you know, if I was getting out of that cart, I'd be like a kid that got into the cookie jar and never stopped eating, dude. I'd be so crazy. Like, but man, you're just crazy. You're smooth right now. You must be feeling pretty good. You must be enjoying the pro life.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a blast. There's no comparison. Like there's nothing similar between the pro light and the mod car. So every time I get out of one car and go to the switch, I have to switch up my driving style, different lines. Just it really makes you a better driver because you learn how to drive all different kinds of lines and just how to drive those lines. So you know, I come out here and if it wasn't for racer service, Kenny, for my crew chief, for working on my car, putting all of his heart into the car, keeping it running, doing what it does, and Cameron Anderson for spotting for me, for getting me through the line to the track and whatnot. I'd like to thank Ethica, Temecula Motorsports, Method Race Wheels, my dad, my grandma, Mickey Thompson, and if I forgot anyone else, thank you.
All right, well, that's great. The way to do it. You guys slide another Rich, get another like you like these two, get a picture taken, and let's get the full stock up here. We'll talk with the Munns brothers, doing a great job on the 1 and 2. I know Aunt Judy's out there watching from Oklahoma. So, all right, is that it? Let's get our full stock guys over there. Greg Baum definitely doing a great job out there as well. So let's see. You take that one. That one will be yours. You got a hat? What do you mean? It took you that long? And look at this. We'll get to you. You get a hat too. Everybody get a hat tonight if you get on my podium. Greg Baum, let's start with you. Tell you what, Greg Baum, you had some gremlins come up during qualifying, but you still laid down some good laps out here. You did great out here on this race, man. Looks like the gremlins kind of came back there at the end, but you still held on for third place. You can't be too upset with that result.
No, we're pretty happy with it. We had to do some engine repairs after Sholo. We had a pretty good knock up there, so we got it all fixed. It's all good. We're just getting a little warm out here. So
it is getting a little warm. I tell you what, watching you and Will at the first time, and then when they switched, you and Jake, man, you didn't go anywhere. You were wanting that second or first place.
Yeah, I was waiting for them to take each other out, but they wouldn't do that. So
they were driving side by side almost the whole race. I don't know what they were doing. Like, what do they call that in the Olympics? Synchronized race car driving?
Yeah, they're doing something. So I was just getting a little closer and just waiting.
All right, well, very good. Well, you got a lot of people that make your racing program happen as well. Who do you want to say thank you to?
I got to thank my wife, Jolene, my parents for coming out, Tim, Nate, Nick, he helps with the truck. I got to thank Jeremy with Tire Masters for getting me the General Tires. Just everybody that helps out, thanks a lot.
All right, well, you heard General Tires doing a great job. Greg Baum, everybody. But now we got to move down here to this one. Jake, I got to tell you, you looked great in the beginning of that race. I mean, if you're going to lose it to somebody, losing it to your brother ain't too bad, though. But I'll tell you, you guys, as you heard it, synchronized race car driving, is that a new class in Olympic style or what?
Nah, man, we're just so good. We thought we'd throw a little trick into it. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it definitely looked great to watch. I mean, knowing you guys, there's no love out on that track necessarily. You guys still want this coveted first place, but man, it looked good. What was going on out there from your seat?
It was a fun race. It was a really good track. We got out there and it was dry, and I was excited about that and having a really good race until other classes force you to slam your brakes on and you get past. You know, there's issues like that. Up until that, it was a great race.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, you got a long list of people that make your race program happen. Who do you want to say?
Yeah, Mom and Dad, Fifi and Duff here for every race. Henry and Matt for all the work they're doing for us in the pits. Scott Dana at American Spring, Greg at Raceline Wheels, SDHQ, and everybody that comes out and supports us.
All right, there you have it. He was leading for a little bit. Jake Munns, they get it settled for second. And Judy's watching it, but I'll tell you what, she's been in this truck before. The winner, Will Munns. Dude, it's like when I get up here to, announce for this class, I can already just, is there a bookie I can call to say, I'll put all my money on Will Munns? Because, man, I'll tell you what, you just drove a great race. Second half, you got around your brother, and here you are.
Man, if there was a bookie, I'd definitely put my money on me or Jake. So, but yeah, it was a great race. The track was awesome. It was nice door and door with Jake there, and never touched each other. So it was good, clean racing. And the entire time, I was running away from this guy. So, but it was a great race.
It definitely was great to announce, so that there was never a break in the action. You guys, right, like you said, 1, 2, 3, man. It was good to see Greg up here. I love it when it's a battle like that, when you guys don't just run away for it. It's a battle. So, man, just like your brother, you got a lot of people to say thank you.
Yep, I got to thank the mom and the dad, Henry, Maddie, Fifi and Duff, all the friends and family that come help us out, Scott at American Spring, Manny at TSB, and Greg at Raceline.
Well, thank God your brother was up here, but there you go. You winners. You guys slide on over here and get your picture taken. It's a Munns Brothers 1 and 2 with Craig Baum. That's quite a podium right there. All right, coming up next, you know, I don't even know what class we got. Let's see what we do. I bet you we got the production UTVs. What do you think? Is that what we got? I think I'm right. So let me slide out of your way. Did we do mini stocks? Where are you? Well, you weren't even up there. Come on up here. All right, you did blow the motor, but you're Jeff. Jeff, let's get you. You did. He said, I blew my motor up, so I'll tell you what, let those cars drive by. Let's get you going. My apologies. So let's get that interview. Hopefully we can get it in with all those trucks going too crazy. So, Jeff, I tell you what, here driving for Chris Corrigan, but the motor's scattered. Is Chris coming out here tomorrow, or are you going to run it?
Oh, I'm going to be running it all weekend.
Hey, the motor's messed up, but I'll get it going.
Oh, yeah, that's what I do for a living, so I'll see what I can do and work my magic.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been in that exact shape. What does it have there, 2.3?
2.5.
Well, yeah, the 4.7. Yeah, I've literally been in a desert race and lifted that engine, pulled the head off it, and lifted right out with a motorcycle strap. So we'll see you out here tomorrow. But how was the truck handling out there? How did it feel from your seat tonight?
Well, my forte is dirt circle track, so this is my very first time on a short course, off-road course. Once we got this truck running right during that qualifying, it was just screaming. I was battling with the big guys. I mean, I got a couple dents in the truck from him. And then out here, I was hoping it was running good, and then it just laid down that second lap in, and luckily it was right at the exit.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's all right, and luckily you got off the track. They didn't even bring out a yellow. I wasn't even sure if I'd be able to talk to you tonight. But let's say thank you. Who do you want to say thank you to first and foremost?
Well, first I want to say thanks for Chris for letting me drive his truck, FSGD and their crew for giving me a hand getting this truck running, because like I said, when we came out here to practice, it just wouldn't run. We got $3,000, and that's all motor would do. Battle, and we finally got the thing running right. Then they blew it up.
Well, that's happening. I'll tell you what. Jeff, what's your last name one more time?
Adams.
All right, Jeff Adams, everybody, for Chris Corkin. He was doing your mini stock. I apologize that I did not get that interview in there, Jeff, but we slid it on in there. So I do. All right, there you go. Get you. We'll see you here for tomorrow for sure. We got one more round 9 tomorrow. And that's going to be exciting to watch us there. Can Jeff Adams get it done? And as you heard, he says, that's what I do. He goes, I'm a circle track racer. This 2.5 ain't going to be nothing for me. Well, that sound, you know what's coming up next. It's the UTVs. Good to see old friends out here. Dan Bungards, look at this. Good to see Dan out here as well. Haven't seen some faces. So, Dan, what you got going on? Yeah, you told me Nicole Bungards. No, I said Nicole. I should have just said Nicole. Coming back out here to race when here are the next race. Is that right?
Yeah, November race. She'll be here.
I can't wait. I'm excited to get that young lady. We saw Brian Smith come back out. We saw a lot of return. Hans Waggy out there racing right now.
Yes, he is. Had a little issue with the car. Tore it down, fixed it. We got her back on the track.
All right, well, he's out here. Let's see how Waggy does. I'm going to get back up here because I definitely want to announce this race. Woo! Tell you what, sitting next to this beautiful young lady that's wearing me out. So if my eyes don't deceive me, that's going to be Dustin Nelson out front early. And Corey Weller right behind him with Ken Benson in that Dragonfire UTV. And look at this young Daly, Pentaco top 4. And back in the modifieds, looking like it's going to be Adam Grunder. But no, 674. Not even sure. Well, let's see how that shapes up. I'll read them right here in a second. And Bobby Van Beekum out there in his turbo car this time in the 864 car. And Shane Till in his 964. The Muzzy-sponsored Polaris. And Chance Haugen. And I'm wondering if Chelsea, there she is, she got it going. It's good to see Chelsea Haugen out there from the Pinnacle Off-Road Motorsports. Dustin Nelson, business like the last race, lifted up that car on two wheels. And Corey Weller trying to reel him in. And look at this, Daily Pentico. Now into third place. And Ken Benson from Dragonfire Racing rounding off the top four in the production class. All right, back to racing. Dustin Nelson leading this production crew. And Chance and Chelsea Haugen. Whoa! I gotta see who that was running into Kingston. I don't know who that was. Let's see what we got. So we got Corey Miller. And that's going to bring out the competition yellow. Let's see who this was. In the 963 car. Paul O'Brien that gets collected out of turn 3. Into Ken Benson. Ken Benson in that 995 car. That Dragonfire sponsored production UTV. Where's my Dragonfire crew at out there? Dragonfire, you out there? Let me hear you scream. I can hear them. I can hear them. So Dragonfire, one of the sponsors out here, feel the heat. And car 621, Joseph Sept, gonna have to stand on it to get back there. He's in the unlimited UTV class. Must have something modified of that car that keeps it out of the production class. And the modified rather, Alec Pierce out there in the 624 car. Chance and Chelsea Haugen in the 618 and 677 car, respectively. And the car known as Black Ant from Big O Tires, Adam Grunder, in that number 635 car. And as you just saw, the 621 of Joseph Sen. And 623, coming back into action, Hans Waggy. And you can see Hans up there doing battle with the production class, I do believe. And Bobby Van Beekum tonight wanted to drive the turbo car. He'd only be driving the 864 or the 964, but Shane Till. And I'm not sure what we got going on in the back straightaway here. Cars stacking up. So tighten them up, everybody. And we'll take them around one more time. And Daily Pentaco out there in that beautiful YXZ out in the production class. Now hand that third place over to George Hamill. And George Hamill out there representing the Wolfpack and Supercuts Racing out of Tucson, Arizona. So can George Hamill stay where he's at and get that car up on my podium tonight? Very interesting turn of events out here. And I do believe you see the M80 out there getting a little bit of air off the ski jump. And the Santan Ford F-150 M80 Off-Road Edition. So I'll bet you we take it around this time. I do believe your leader in the unlimited class, I'm going to have to stay up here for my sheet, is going to be Adam Grunder, the car affectionately known as Black Ant. So let's see if we get a turn signal from the Santan Ford Pace vehicle. Indeed. Wildhorse Pass, are you ready for the conclusion of the production UTV class, unlimited UTV? Green, green, green. We're going back racing. Dustin Nelson leading this pack of production UTVs. And Corey Weller right on his 6. And Daily Pentaco now giving George Hamill a little bit of pressure. And you heard me calling it as Adam Grunder in the lead, but indeed, no, it's Bobby Van Beekum. Bobby Van Beekum out front in his turbo car of the... And we're going to bring out the full course yellow. And let's see what we got going on. I was just talking about it. But that tire just rolled all the way from turn 5. I say tire, but I mean the whole wheel. So I do believe that is our big old tires guy, Adam Grunder. Dan Bungart's up here making sure Adam Grunder is safe. And now that's going to definitely open up the door for Bobby Van Beekum. And he's driving his turbo car here tonight. So Black Ant's going to have to be carried out on the wrecker. So let's take a time to thank some of our sponsors out here tonight. Super Duty Headquarters, SDHQ out there in Mesa, Arizona. Let's Gilbert. Is it Gilbert? Not even sure. Let's find out here. Yes, I called it as Mesa, but it's not. It is Gilbert, Arizona. Right on the corner of Elliott. Let's open up the map here. Elliott and McQueen. Which McQueen Road, as you know, is Mesa Drive in Mesa and turns into McQueen and Gilbert. So right there on the northwest corner, it's Super Duty Headquarters in Gilbert. I thought it was in Mesa. So it's right there on the Mesa-Gilbert border. If you haven't gone in to check out Super Duty Headquarters, they've got everything to build your car. Fabricated, shocks, tires, fiberglass, seats, steering wheels, helmets. I mean, they got it all. So go check out Super Duty headquarters. We got Dan 200 right here behind the stadium, behind the seating right now, behind the grandstands. So you can check out some of the stuff that Super Duty headquarters has to offer. And I can see Dan actually sitting here talking. Dan's over here talking. Can you believe it? There's only one man in a race that talks more than I do, or at least as much. And that's Dan 200 over here at Super Duty headquarters. That's right, Dan. He's looking around. He's like, God, is that you? Is that you? Yeah. I got to give him big props over the microphone, though, Dan. I'm going to give you big props over the microphone that he quit smoking cigarettes, and I am very happy for you, Dan. So I'm giving you big props over the microphone because he is the most famous, unfamous guy in off-road racing, I'll tell you right now. So there he is, Dan 200. All right, back to racing. Super Duty headquarters, one of our sponsors out here. Make sure you go by and talk to Dan 200 because he's here fully representing Super Duty headquarters. MTX Audio for making me sound so good out here at the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series, Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing. And we are going racing this time around. Let's go green, green, green. Dustin Nelson now still out front. Corey Weller trying to do everything she can to get her production Yamaha YXZ out front. But I'll tell you what, if we stay like this, I'll bet you we're going to have a Yamaha YXZ winner. Nobody caught that one. And George Hamill, look at this now. Daily Pentago trying to challenge George Hamill. And George Hamill making the switch into his Yamaha YXZ as well. And Dustin Nelson, Yamaha-sponsored driver, he won the SR1 class here tonight. And now it looks like he runs this smooth. He's going to stay out front. And look at this. Bobby Van Beekem now just smoking his way up here to this class in his turbo car. Corey Weller now right to the back door. And look at Bobby Van Beekem. He's won some of Corey Weller in his turbo car. Bobby Van Beekem now challenge. Oh, be careful, Bobby. Don't you take her out. Bobby Van Beekem in the unlimited class. He doesn't need to be up here battling it up with those two. He should stay clean. So white flag. Bobby Van Beekem easily out front. George Hamill in third place in the production class. But Bobby Van Beekem wanted to show that he's got what it takes to drive in that turbo car. Wildhorse pass, our final lap of the evening. Make some noise. Dustin Nelson, your winner of the production UTV, followed up by Corey Weller and George Hamill and Daily Pentaco. And your unofficial winner, let's see here. I thought it was going to be Bobby Van Beekem, and he stalled out in turn 4. So I'm not sure who won the unlimited class. I'm all confused, so we'll announce the winners of our unlimited class. So come on down. We're going to do one more interview. We'll talk to the drivers right after this. Wildhorse Pass, what do you guys think about that? Car 677. You don't know who it is? Oh, you don't know where they came in. Come on. I have no idea. Chelsea, was that who it is? Chelsea, I didn't, you know, in fact, I got to grab my list right here. I got to print it out myself. I got to look at it myself because I don't even know who won the mods. The unlimited class. So, Mama, if you print me out so I can get down there, if you don't mind. Because I don't know who won that race in the unlimited class. Is this you, baby? All right, Wildhorse Pass, what do you think about that race? Let me hear you get loud out there. Round number 8 of the Lucas Oil Regional On-Road Series Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing, is now in the history books. We'll be back out here tomorrow night for round at 9. Racing action starts at 6 o'clock. So we're going to get down here and talk to this awesome production UTV class. Let me turn down this music. And then we'll see who won our, I'm not sure who won our modified, our unlimited yet, so we'll see here. After that, let's turn this down. And let's get these production class drivers up. I don't even have my trophies up there or nothing. The heck good am I? Dustin Nelson doing double duty. What? Dustin Nelson doing a great job. George Hamill as well, representing the Wolf Pack. Again. All right, big round of applause. Your winners tonight. So George Hamill, let me get on. Oh, let me get on over here. See, this way I've learned watching the live track feed. This is the best angle for you guys to get up on live track. Man, I tell you what, man, you've made the switch from Polaris to Yamaha. You're doing a great job. Only bettered by 2 more Yamahas, working a little better for you, and you are just a racer all over again. It must feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does. The last couple weekends we've had some bad luck. We've had to start from the back, and we've always worked our way towards the front, so it's been feeling really good. But I'd like to see if I can give these guys a run for their money one of these times.
Well, you definitely do. You're right there. You're just waiting to pick up that ticket. You know, you're not off the pace any. You guys are equally prepared cars, and you guys are definitely really close.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Corey and Dustin are both fantastic drivers, so I appreciate being able to battle with them and being able to learn from them.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, Wolfpack, Supercuts, a whole bunch of sponsors. Who do you want to say thank you to?
Yeah, definitely. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to my whole crew, my dad, Brian, Eric, my girlfriend, Paige, everybody that always helps me out. They're the most important part because they're the pieces of the puzzle that I can't do. So all the financial sponsors, people like Eric that are taking pictures, Mark Wright for announcing, and Tim for putting on such a great series.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm a big fan. You guys better make some noise. George Hamill doing it great tonight. making the switch to Yamaha. And I tell you what, this young lady, no stranger to my podium, but she's going to have to settle for runner-up one more time. So, but Corey Weller, man, you are no slouch in this sport. You know, being up here in top 3, that's just quite an achievement. And, man, Yamaha YXZ, it's getting it done for you.
Yeah, that was a really, really fun race. You know, again, this class is cool because, you know, when the rules are followed and it's such a tight competition. So it's like a chess game out there. Like, literally, like, one tiny mess up. I kept waiting, and Dustin never really messes up. So I don't know. But at least I can still learn. I'm still learning good lines. But, yeah, I got a huge shout-out to Yamaha, obviously, for making a machine like this. Again, I say it every time I'm up here. It's a fantastic machine. Being able to shift and putting your RPMs and your power to the ground anytime you need it and exactly when you want it is huge. So Dragonfire Racing, you know, they're awesome people. They're a local company. They put all kinds of really cool goodies in my car. Huge part of my program. Jason, again, Weller Racing, everybody in the pits that helped get my poor little YXZ ready today. It's had a really rough season. And Maxxis Tires for putting the power to the ground, for sure. And Lucas Oil Racing TV app is an amazing app if you want to watch racing 24/7. So go watch it. Thanks.
All right, well, there's Corey Weller, your second-place finisher tonight. She's always fun to interview. And I tell you what, we've already got him one more time here tonight. He pulled double duty, and he won them both. It's right here, Dustin Nelson. Dude, Dustin Nelson, a machine this weekend, man. Round 8, you can't be mad at your results here for this weekend so far.
No, we had a good day today. It'd be great to keep it going for tomorrow. But, you know, I'm not going to look past tonight. This was awesome tonight. Super pumped. I mean, that race right there, that's all about my Yamaha YXZ 1000R. The thing was flawless. Elizabeth's on the radio, like, just no mistakes, and you got this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not just out cruising. Do you understand that? Like,
I got Corey Weller behind me. What's wrong?
I got Weller behind me, and you know, when I do get a chance to look in the mirror, she's right there every time. So, yeah, I was just concentrating on hitting my lines. It was crazy. The track was so tacky with a couple ruts that, like, you had to be really careful. I'm used to just chucking the thing in and letting it slide a little bit. And I did that a couple times, and I had to catch myself up on the bike. You know, it was like, yeah, don't give this thing away. So, yeah, it was an awesome race. Like Corey said, it's almost like playing chess. You know, once I got the lead off the start, it's tough for her unless I make a big mistake. Same if she's ahead of me. So tomorrow, hopefully I get the start on her again, make her work hard again. But, yeah, tonight, super pumped. Won the SR1, won the Production 1000. Huge thanks to Yamaha. DWT for the wheels and tires. IMG built me the chassis on this car. It's freaking amazing. Fox shocks. Cryo Heat keeps all my metal parts strong. Simpson Safety's on board. Black Rhino. Man, I have a huge list of awesome people, and if you walk by and you're looking for something to hop up your UTV with, look at the side panels of my cars. Nothing but the best on there.
All right, there you have it. You know, I love this class right here. I don't have nothing to say. You guys slide on over here. Get your picture taken. You know what to do at this point. Dustin Nelson, hats off to you. A double winner here tonight at round 8. Let's get the Unlimiteds up here. And Marita, did you bring me the results to the Unlimiteds? Or is she still up there? Or still waiting for him? All right, well, let's get them up here, and we'll just wing it, I guess. I know the names of the drivers, but I have no idea who won our Unlimited UTVs. I know Adam Gruner got checked out on the wall, but you guys get on up here, and we'll figure it out. How about that? We'll figure it out together. Well, I know that one, Alec Pierce. I know that one, Chelsea Haugen. All right, so here, you guys pick. I don't even know where you guys finished. So you'll take that one? Are you serious? How about Chelsea? Which one you taking that one? And what the heck? We'll start with you. Well, I'll tell you what. You got to feel pretty good third place out here. You must feel really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what did you see going out there? I didn't even know what was going on here in the Unlimited race. I mean, Hans Waggy was supposed to be out there. I didn't even know who was out front. I didn't even know who was in what class. So you got to feel pretty good. Who do you want to say? What was going on from your seat?
I didn't even know I got third. My dad was chasing me down saying I got third.
Yeah, see, you were the same boat I was at. I'm like looking out there going, well, I know these three, but I have no idea who's out there. So good job. So who do you want to say thank you to?
My dad, Jocelyn, Donnie, Trish, and Pinnacle Off-Road.
All right, and you're Joseph, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, Joseph said everybody third place. Yeah, I had to make sure. You know, and he's looking down, and so what are we looking at? Oh, flip it around. So see, we got to get you used to the when you're standing up here talking to me and everything. You always got to hold that out, get smiling when that camera comes around. But this young lady, man, she was able to come back. Let me get over here on this side. At the very uncharacteristic role here during qualifying and everything, or during practice. You bent the arm, and I did kind of say it as I was walking. Oh, it does look like you bent the arm, unfortunately. None of your control arms, but you bent the trailing arm. You're able to get it fixed and get back out here. And look at you, second place behind this man.
What'd you say?
You bent the trailing line, but you got it up to second place, and you got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I totally do. I don't know what happened on the start, but I got bumped, and I was all confused, and I finally made my way back up, and I just feel wonderful after today's roll. So I have to thank a lot of people: Polaris, Super ATV, Dobeck, Shock Therapy, Sandcraft, HCT, and Pinnacle Off-Road Motorsports, and my mom and dad. And shout out to my spotter, Chris, who did a great job, and also shout out to Joe Chapman because he's been working with me a lot lately. So thank you.
Well, I tell you what, that's quite a list. Joe Chapman out there, I mean, he pulls out. He's got quite a race pedigree. Definitely getting your race together. It was good to see you all smiles. I just got done talking to Mom. She had no idea you had even rolled. She's like, does she even know I rolled? But I tell you what, doesn't hurt that bad. You're second place out here, Chelsea Haugen, everybody. But this man, he's loving it. He made this, not really step, you made the step sideways and got in here to this unlimited UTV. It's Alec Pierce, everybody, and I'll tell you, you're doing a great job out here, man, getting up there on this podium almost every time you're racing this dang thing.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's a lot different than the old mini stock, but it's.
What would you rather drive? I mean, the mini stock, it's a big truck, and a lot of fun, better for the girls to drive, the girls say, yeah, I drive a race truck, baby, but I tell you what, you still come out here. I don't know where, it's been a long night for me, but, the UTV out here in Unlimited, you're racing against a lot of the drivers, some veterans out here like Adam Gruder and everybody, so you got to feel pretty good with first place tonight.
Yeah, it's been a good race. It was a lot of rubbing out there, but in the end, it worked out in my favor.
I say that, but he's got a beautiful girlfriend, so everybody settle down there, settle down. But, all right, so long list of people you love to say thank you to.
All my friends and family who come out, my pit crew friends who come out, everybody from Tucson, everybody who comes out and supports the series, Tier 1 Contracting for helping me out and getting me out here, Orion Rodriguez Racing for all their tools and knowledge that they have gained over the years.
There you have it. I love the Orion Rodriguez and everybody and the Pierce crew. Get on over there, slide in there. And that's going to conclude round number 8 here in the Lucas Oil Regional Off-Road Series, Arizona, presented by Yamaha Racing. That's going to do it for me. My name's DJ Adrenaline, a.k.a. Mark Wright. You know what's up. Where's my Rodriguez Pierce crew? Let me hear you scream. I just love doing that. Good night, everybody. Where's the beers? We're going out to get some beers. It's only 9 o'clock, so let's go have some fun. Good night, everybody. Good night. We'll see y'all tomorrow on behalf of Jones Entertainment. We'll see y'all tomorrow.